Night a 2 test for Daisuke Matsuzaka as the Red Sox host the Detroit Tigers in the first of 4. Hi again, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo. Welcome to Red Sox Baseball. Well, the reigning American League champion Detroit Tigers are here. So far this season, they're off to the fast start. In fact, they enjoy a 1.5-game lead over the Cleveland Indians heading into tonight's 4-game series. What are they doing well? Well, pretty much everything. A .272 batting average. Minnesota and Boston are tied for first in average atop the American League. Runs, they are tied for second. They're tied with the Red Sox, only the Yankees with more. Maglio Ordonez, who's always ripped up the Red Sox, a .368 career hitter against Boston. They have been hit with some pitching injuries, though, without Kenny Rogers on the 60-day DL and Joel Zamai on the 15-day DL. A tough loss last night for them against Minnesota, losing 16-4. As we welcome in Jerry Remy, a crazy day here yesterday at Fenway, Jerry.
Well, Don, I think it's worth taking another look because it's one of the wildest games you're ever going to see all season long, and it looked like a sure defeat for the Boston Red Sox, but some very strange things happening in the 9th inning. First of all, why can't the pitcher, catch that pop-up? You leave it for the catcher, and he drops it with all the wind conditions. A big play in the game here with a 1-run lead. Roberts coming home to get that potential tying run. That was a huge play, and it still looked good for Baltimore. And now here comes the key play of the game, where Ray just cannot hold on to the baseball. If he does, game's over. Baltimore wins. Instead, the Red Sox pick up 2 runs and, of course, win one of the most exciting games you've ever seen in the 9th inning. A lot of people are already headed home. Now, what does that mean to a ball club? You know, it only depends on the pitcher the next night. Tonight, they face Nate Robertson. He could be great, and he could shut the Red Sox down. But what it does mean is that the Red Sox, winning a game like that, they feel like they're never out of a game. It doesn't matter if there's 2 outs in the 9th inning, down by 10 runs. When you win like that throughout the course of the season, you believe that you can get it done. I think it was a huge win for the Red Sox.
A test for Matsuzaka, a test for the Red Sox tonight as they take on these tough Tigers. Even though the Tigers won the American League pennant last year with pitching and defense, they may have lacked some pop. So they added Gary Sheffield. We'll see Sheffield and the rest of the Tigers for the next 4 nights as the Sox face the second-best team in the American League. Coming up next.
Here's an important message for parents. If you or someone you love has taken an antidepressant while pregnant and your baby suffered from either a heart defect or pulmonary hypertension, you may have a claim for a cash settlement and medical expenses. Antidepressants including Paxil, Zoloft, Prozac, and Lexapro have been linked to heart defects and pulmonary hypertension in newborns. If you have taken Paxil, Zoloft, Prozac, or Lexapro, or any other antidepressant while pregnant, and your baby has suffered from either of these defects, call attorney Mark Davis immediately. You may have a claim for a cash settlement and medical expenses. Again, if your baby was injured by antidepressants, call attorney Mark Davis immediately. The call is free and we don't get paid unless you get paid. Call Mark Davis now. Operators are standing by.
The Daisuke Matsuzaka era has officially begun. Looking up, it is gone! It's back, and it's very gone!
Red Sox Nation's gone global on NESN. One nation, one network.
Boston Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, your New England Subaru dealers, Foxwoods Resort Casino, your local Lincoln Mercury dealers, Killian's, and by New England Toyota dealers. Hey, good evening once again, everybody. Welcome to Fenway Park for Game 1 of a 4-game series between the Red Sox and the Tigers. Red Sox have taken the field. Let's check out the Detroit Tigers starting lineup brought to you by Rico. Leading it off is Curtis Granderson in center field, Craig Monroe in left, Gary Sheffield, the designated hitter, with Maglio Ordonez in right field, Carlos Guillen at shortstop, with Yvonne Rodriguez doing the catching, Sean Casey at first base, Neifi Perez at second base bats 8th, and Brandon Inge at third base bats 9th. And a on. It brings us the starting pitcher tonight, and for Boston, it's Daisuke Matsuzaka.
Matsuzaka making his 8th start of the season. The record stands at 4-2, the 4.80 ERA. 47 strikeouts for Matsuzaka puts him 6th in the league in that category, and a very strong outing last time out against the Blue Jays. In that game, 7 innings, 5 hits, only the 1 run. That came on a Lyle Overbay solo home run in the 6th inning, and of course the Red Sox won that ball game 9-3. The Red Sox defense is brought to you by your Boston area Lexus dealers. They are 11th in the league with 27 errors. Mike Lowell at third base, Julio Lugo the shortstop, Dustin Pedroia at second, and Kevin Youkilis at first. Ramirez, Crispin Drew in the outfield, and Jason Varitek doing the catching for Daisuke.
Umpiring crew has Rob Drake behind the plate, Gary Darling at first base, Jerry Mills at second base, and Bruce Treckman is the umpire at third. Well, Daisuke is ready to go as Curtis Granderson stands in. And the first pitch of this one is outside for ball 1. Curtis Granderson starting the night at .269, 6 home runs and 18 runs batted in. Pretty good pop for their leadoff hitter. Daisuke falls behind 2-0.
And the Tigers coming off a trip from Minnesota. Late game last night, Sunday night baseball, arriving probably about what, 4:30 this morning in the Boston area.
Pitch in there for a strike, and it's 2-1. You know, I was watching that game last night and seeing, you know, the Tigers really had a tough game, losing 16-4. It was kind of un-Tiger-like this season, but you're sitting there watching it, and you can almost map out what their travel plans are going to be like, because we do it so often. And it's sitting there thinking, well, this thing's ending around 11:15. You're thinking about 2 hours after the game, and as we found out recently, Minnesota's not all that close.
It's one of those USA Today mornings, you know, when you check into your room, it's already near your door.
Guess those guys got in, as you said, 4:45, so figure to bed around 5:30 and recoup what kind of sleep you can. Ball 3 to Granderson and a full count. Craig Monroe waits on deck. Granderson fouls it off, and it's still full, 3-2.
Granderson has been in that leadoff spot the last couple of years for the Tigers. He does not walk very much, and he does strike out a lot, but he remains in that spot and has been very productive from the leadoff spot.
174 strikeouts last year, and off to the fast start this year, 5th in the American League in that category. Does not strike out this time as he lines it to right field. J.D. Drew is quickly over to plate, a bobble, and Granderson turns it on for his second and will get there. He had almost come to a stop at first when the bobble occurred in right, and he just kept it going after that point. Interesting to see how they rule it.
Yeah, he's got great speed. It's going to be a base hit and an error on J.D. Drew, his 3rd of the season. Gets over the ball, just bounces up and hits him off the chest, and of course that's all Curtis Granderson needs to get to second base with the head first slide.
Well, the 3 errors for J.D. Drew leads the American League right fielders, as it gets Granderson instantly into scoring position. And here's Craig Monroe. Monroe starting the night at .254 with 5 homers and 24 runs batted in. Trying the bunt bid, he offers at it, and it's strike 1 to Monroe. He's been hot lately, hitting at .370 over the last 15 games.
Now this Tiger offense since the beginning of May has really been swinging the bat well, and especially with men in scoring position.
Oh, 1-2 now to Monroe. Yeah, they've been hitting in clutch situations all season long as they lead in batting average with runners in scoring position, up over 300. And the Red Sox second at .290. Tigers batting average has them 4th in the American League at .272. The Red Sox and Twins are tied for the top spot at .278, with the Yankees in between at .277. 1-2 now to Craig Monroe. And Monroe 3 home runs shy of 100 in his major league career. And so far this season with 5 home runs. Strike 3 call. First strikeout of the night for Daisuke.
"48 strikeouts now for Matsuzaka on the season. The cut fastball to pick up the strikeout here against Monroe. It's interesting. The top 2 guys in the lineup, Granderson and Monroe, both strike out a lot. For Monroe, that was his 35th strikeout of the season.
So 1 out, 1 on. Here is Gary Sheffield at .240, 6 homers and 17 runs batted in. The Tigers are looking for some pop in the middle of their order, and they found it this past offseason in Gary Sheffield. This player profile is brought to you by Sovereign Bank, the official bank of the Red Sox cable network. 461 career home runs for Sheffield, 31st all time. Popped up on the left side. Lugo equidistant between second and third, puts away out number 2. Where available, this telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your television remote. Enjoy the game.
Buenas noches, amigos. And for our friends in Japan, Nippon no Minisama, Ohio gozaimasu, which means everybody in Japan, good morning. Because it is morning in Japan. I hope.
2 down, Granderson at second base. Here's Maglio Ordonez off to a great start. 344, 7 homers, and 34 runs batted in. Ordonez ranking 6th in batting average in the league, and is 2nd in RBIs with 34, only behind Alex Rodriguez. Slices it foul, and it's a ball and a strike. 93 that time for Matsuzaka.
And a little bit of a mislocation that time for Daisuke. Veritek was set up away, but that ball stayed middle in. That's a very dangerous spot against Maglio Ordonez. See Veritek set up outside, and the ball just stays inside. But fortunately for Daisuke, he fouls it straight back.
Trying to work around a hit and an error to the leadoff batter Curtis Granderson, who's at second base with 2 down in the first as Ordonez fouls it off to the right.
Veritek once again pops out outside. This one a little bit more outside, but still a lot of the plate.
Struck him out. Ordonez is gone, and so are the Tigers in the first. Red Sox coming up.
Hello?
Mrs. Anderson, this is Mark Brown. I'm from the collections department.
Oh, hi. Listen, I'm sorry I haven't sent in my payment yet. I'll get it in as soon as I can.
Mrs. Anderson, if I may make a suggestion, I'm noticing a pattern in your payment history. Since you've reached your spending limit, you've only been paying the minimum balance.
Is that a problem?
Well, no, but then your payments started coming later and later, and now you haven't been sending any at all.
Some things have come up, and
Maybe you should call In Charge. They'll work with you and come up with a solution that's right for you.
When life hands you a little more than you can manage, you can call In Charge Debt Solutions. We're a nonprofit company that puts people back in control by helping them manage their debt. Our certified personal care counselors will stop the collection calls. We'll work with your creditors to help lower your interest rates. You'll have one affordable monthly payment so you can keep living your life. We'll help you pay off your debt sooner, without a loan and without declaring bankruptcy. You can call In Charge today. We'll help you get control of your debt and show you how to stay that way. Must be 18 or older to call.
The price of gold has changed. Now you can get extra cash. Recycle old gold scraps, gathering dust. Call the number on your screen for quick cash. The Gold Kit is absolutely free. Send old rings, charms, dental scrap, and more.
I got $600 for my scrap gold.
It's easy. Call the toll-free number now. We'll mail you the kit and payment information with a check to follow promptly. Gold kit and postage are free. Your satisfaction guaranteed. Call the number on your screen now or visit goldkit.com.
Well, no score as we go to the bottom of the first. At the end of the first inning, Daisuke walking off the mound was called by the home plate umpire. What he did is he blew in his hand while on the mound. He can't do that tonight. It's not allowed. Very warm night here at Fenway Park. So they warned him if it happens again, next time they will call a ball. Because they relayed that message to Terry Francona, and I'm sure the message got through loud and clear to Daisuke.
Last half of the first inning, and Julio Lugo leading it off for the Red Sox. Lugo jumping back out of the way, but taking the strike over the inside corner. Nate Robertson on the mound, the starting pitcher, brought to you by Panasonic.
Well, you see the numbers of 3-2 coming off his shortest outing of the season last time against Seattle. Only 4 2/3 innings in that game.
The center field, Granderson will play it on a hop. And a leadoff single for Julio Lugo. Let's check out the rest of the Red Sox starting nine, brought to you by New England Dodge Dealers. Kevin Youkilis at first base, bats second with David Ortiz, a designated hitter. Manny Ramirez in left field. J.D. Drew in right field. Mike Wohl at third base. Jason Varitek doing the catching with Coco Crisp out in center. Dustin Pedroia bats ninth at second base. So Julio Lugo, part of the Red Sox walk-off win here yesterday with that infield single in the ninth.
You know, Lugo's speed really came into effect on that final play of the game yesterday, because the pitcher in that situation, Ray, stumbled a little bit. He didn't get a great jump, then he had to rush to get to first base, took his eye off the baseball, couldn't catch it, and speed creates a lot of that.
A lot of things going on in that play. If they make the play, it's over.
Yeah, it is over, but you're going to see the pitcher as the ground ball goes over there. He just hesitated. Now it's a race, and he has to look for the baseball and the bag at the same time. Took his eye off the ball, dropped it. It was not that bad of a throw by Millar.
Youkilis taking ball 3.
Robinson in his career against the Red Sox 1-2. That win coming last year right here at Fenway Park.
Youkilis with a .326 start to the season so far. 2 homers, 16 runs batted in. He's now hit safely in 7 straight games. And a very good series against the Orioles, going 5 for 13 in the series. Big Papi waiting on deck as the Red Sox bat here in the home half of the first inning. To short right as Ordonez coming in. Will make the catch for the first out of the inning.
Now the Tiger defense is brought to you by New England Ford dealers. They're 4th in the league with 20 errors on the season. Brandon Inge at third base. Carlos Guillen, the shortstop. Effie Perez gets to start tonight at second, and Sean Casey at first. Left to right, Craig Monroe, Curtis Granderson, and Maglio Ordonez. And Ivan Rodriguez doing the catching.
So 1 out, Lugo at first base. Held on by Sean Casey as David Ortiz stands in for the first time tonight.
By the way, Pudge Rodriguez has only won 12 Gold Gloves behind the plate.
That's it. Rifled foul, and it's 0-2 to Ortiz. Well out ahead of that as the key matchup is brought to you by Killians. David's had his troubles against Nate Robertson in his career. Just 1 for 14. With 5 strikeouts against the lefty for the Tigers.
Couple of different types of fastballs. The cross seam, 2-seam from Robinson. A slider, which I think is his best pitch, and of course a changeup. The changeup is what Lugo got the base hit on to lead the ball game off.
Robertson in his 4th full season with the Tigers. His 8th start of this year, but tonight makes his 112th start as a member of the Tigers, tying him with Dutch Leonard for 13th all-time among left-handed pitchers in Detroit Tigers franchise history. This one fouled off to the left, still 1-2. And so many want to make the biggest deal out of the players last year that the Tigers had, and that change. And as you see, Chuck Hernandez, the pitching coach here, I think you have to really point to Jim Leyland first and say that the entire attitude changed immediately when he took over for the Tigers. Everything just became different, and even early on in the season when they started to scuffle a little bit, he made it quite clear that he was not going to put up with that. And from that point on, they were outstanding.
Jim Leyland's always had a tremendous reputation in the game of baseball wherever he has managed, and you know, as soon as a guy like him walks into a clubhouse with a team like the Tigers, it's immediate respect, and you know that you've had a guy with great success throughout his career. He's well respected among his peers in baseball, and you listen to what he says. And you're right, he didn't tolerate. I mean, he didn't tolerate a losing streak. He was not going to tolerate that. Let him know right away, this is not acceptable. This is not why we're here, and get him focused back on playing the game the right way.
You would agree that he is an old school manager?
Oh, absolutely.
Or would you say that he has taken on some of the new school stuff in today's game? As Ortiz lifts it down the left field line, on the move is Guillen by the seats, but it's back into the crowd.
I would say that he is an old school manager who communicates very well with today's players. That's the category I'd put him in. I think that, you know, Jimmy Leyland, he knows baseball, and he doesn't need all the printouts and all that stuff. I'm sure he does use them, but the fact is he also knows how to motivate people.
And that seems to be the most important thing of all. A count of 2-2 to David Ortiz. Lugo at first, and Ortiz sends a fly ball to center. Granderson has it sized up as he handles out number 2. So 2 down, Lugo at first base, and Manny Ramirez coming up. He's shaking his head, just can't figure Robertson out. It's just 1 for 15 in his career now against Robertson.
Well, he actually had a pretty good swing at him there on a breaking ball, but the ball hit right at Granderson in center field.
So 2 down. Manny Ramirez hitting at .250, 6 homers and 23 runs batted in. Felt a twinge in the hamstring yesterday and came out of the game, but all right and back in there today. Terry Francona saying that he's here at 10 a.m. this morning to kind of test it out and see how it was. And we saw him throwing out on the field today around 2 o'clock to make sure that he's all right. And Manny's fine and in there tonight.
And Manny gets here every morning at home games. He works out upstairs in the gym the Red Sox have. He goes back home and then back to the park early in the afternoon to work on his baseball skills.
So 2-0 the count to Manny. And he was 0 for 3 yesterday, and his 11-game hitting streak came to an end before he left the game. Sitting at .386 over the 11-game streak. Framed by Rodriguez, and it's a strike, 2-1. J.D. Drew waits on deck with 2 outs in the Boston first. And he hitting at .353 with 4 homers off left-handed pitchers so far. He has 4 of the 6 home runs Manny has off left-handed pitchers. Three and 1 now to Manny.
What a spectacular night here at Fenway. Comfortable conditions, just about no wind at all. A little bit different over the last couple of days where the wind was howling around this place.
Very comfortable conditions tonight. Three and one to Manny Ramirez. There goes Lugo at first as Manny takes ball 4. No, he doesn't. Into second base. And the stolen base goes Lugo. Which was a strike to Manny, and Perez thought they had him.
Now the other thing too, I mean, if you watch Manny, it could have been interference on him. Jimmy Leland's going to go to second base to argue the call there, but watch Ramirez cross over home plate right there, and then Pudge Rodriguez has to throw on top of him. Ooh. Oh, he's out. He's out. I mean, he comes up short with the slide. It's missed originally, then he's tagged before he steps on the bag. Right there. Wow. So that is a missed call by Jerry Meals at second base. He just got stuck in the dirt, the pop-up slide. Now here comes the tag on the leg before the foot gets back on the back. And I think Lugo can't believe it.
And Manny thought he had ball 4, so he took that first step towards first base and very much became in the way.
And you could have had 2 arguments on that play.
Yeah, very easily. It should have been interference. So full count. Lugo at second base. Red Sox trying to take advantage of a break as Manny strikes out. Again thinking he had ball 4, and words for Rob Drake. We are scoreless after 1.
If you owe over $10,000 to the IRS or state, call American Tax Relief for a free consultation. We've helped thousands of Americans settle their tax debt for a fraction of what they owed.
Once we hired American Tax Relief, the IRS stopped contacting us. That was an immediate relief.
And they settled our tax debt for a fraction of what we owed.
If you owe over $10,000 to the IRS or state, we can help you settle for less, maybe a lot less.
Call 800-294-1563 for your free consultation.
This is an important announcement regarding disaster relief for all homeowners. In response to the recent wave of natural disasters, a new program is now available to protect families across the U.S. It's from the Recovery Homeowners Association, and all homeowners are urged to register. To participate, you must call now, before a disaster strikes. This program will distribute cash benefits, assist in reuniting displaced families, and help make federal and state assistance more accessible. Call to sign up and receive cash benefits of $1,000 per month for each month you are displaced from your home. This is cash you do not have to pay back. The plan will also pay up to $1,000 of your mortgage each and every month you cannot live in your home. But you must call to sign up now, before the next natural disaster strikes. Every family is in danger from a possible natural disaster. This plan could make all the difference.
Call 800-258-8300. That's 800-258-8300.
Well, tune in to NESN this Sunday night as Catherine Tappan wraps up Sports Weekend with Sports Desk Lights Out, presented by FW Webb. Catherine will have a recap of the day in sports with highlights, analysis, and discussion beginning this and every Sunday at 11:25. The weekend isn't over until it's lights out. I can see that now, Don. That's going to be great because as she's going into her final part of the show, the lights are going to dim in the HD studio, dim to darkness.
Until they're out.
Until they're out. That's why they call it lights out. First game. Congratulations, you're on NESN.
Scoreless on NESN as we head to the top half of the second inning.
They always say leave a place before the lights come on anyway, so right, you might as well have the lights out.
Carlos Guillen, 323, 3 homers, 26 runs batted in. Guillen, Ivan Rodriguez, and Sean Casey to face Daisuke in the second inning. In center field, Coco Crisp started back, now comes on to make the catch for the first out. Let's check in for the first time tonight with Tina Cervasio.
Daisuke Matsuzaka made major strides between his last 2 starts, and after a dominating victory in Toronto last time out, the manager says the biggest difference he saw was the way Matsuzaka was executing his pitches with less effort.
And it's mostly a feel, trusting your stuff. He was trying to force pitches to areas, and that's not the way to be successful. I think it's human nature when you're having a tough time, but for him to have confidence, to stay back, stay gathered, and drive the ball to where he's doing it without a lot of effort, and that's exactly what he did last night.
And Francona still thinks Matsuzaka is still trying to maintain the touch and feel of the baseball as the game progresses, and the manager does expect to see Matsuzaka carry his strengths from his last start, not just into tonight's game, but through the entire rest of the season. Don?
Jerry, do you think there's a comfort feel for him right now as each start goes by? I mean, we talked a lot about getting through all the firsts, and the first time he faced the Yankees, first time at Yankee Stadium. Is there a comfort level now? Is he going to settle in at any point?
Oh, I think so. I think he has settled in. But the other thing too is when he sees these new teams, like for example tonight, seeing the Tigers for the first time. I mean, that's not the norm. You have really no background experience to get against these guys except the scouting report. And until you face them yourself, and with the stuff that you take into the ball game, then you get a better idea. I think the real comfort sets in when he's starts to see the whole league, and then gets a good read on all the hitters in the league. Good curveball that time from Daisuke.
Ivan Rodriguez lining it foul and hangs it 1-2. The Tigers catcher, 238. With 3 homers and 15 runs batted in.
Don, getting back to Matsuzaka, nothing about this year is going to be comfortable, I would say, for him. Because everything's new.
Back at him off the glove, kicks out to Lugo fairly quickly. Lugo able to throw out Rodriguez. That'll go 1-6 to 3 for out number 2.
Of course, Matsuzaka, an excellent fielding pitcher. Gold gloves back in Japan. That ball just tipped right off the top of the glove. I think he was stunned he didn't make the play on it. And fortunately, it goes right to Julio Lugo at shortstop. Rodriguez hustling down that line, but Lugo throws him out by just a little bit.
We've seen some nice play by Matsuzaka. He's had 9 chances so far this year and has been up to the task each time. No errors. And has started 2 double plays on the season. In fact, maybe the biggest was that very first outing against the Kansas City Royals, in which he's kind of scuffling out of the gate and a little bit of nervousness in that first inning, but a huge double play. Sean Casey stands in, the big first baseman for the Tigers. He's hit at .321 over the last 17 games. The average for Casey just a .236, but he is coming around offensively lately. And while the Tigers had a tough night last night against the Twins, it was a pretty good game for Casey, who had a couple of hits, 2 for 4 showing. As you see, his May has been tremendous.
See, that's the pitch there, in my opinion, that Daisuke has not got yet this season. That's his changeup. He's tried back-to-back changeups. Both have ended up about in the same area, up and away from Casey. I don't think that pitch has been consistently good for him at any point this season, and he'll get it.
To third base, Mike Lowell to his left throws him out in a 10-pitch 1-2-3 second inning. Through an inning and a half, no score from the Fens.
The Ortho-Evra birth control patch has been marketed as a safe birth control method, but that may not be true.
I'm attorney Bob Goldwater. If you've used the Ortho-Evra patch and have had a heart attack, stroke, blood clot, or pulmonary embolism, you may be entitled to a large cash award.
The Ortho-Evra patch may be to blame for your heart attack, stroke, blood clot, or pulmonary embolism. Call the law firm of Robert Goldwater.
1-800-490-8822. That's 1-800-490-8822.
It's a fact. People who achieve higher levels of education have more rewarding careers, enjoy a higher standard of living, and earn a lot more money. This year alone, hundreds of thousands of adults will go back to school at online colleges and universities because they know education is the key to a better life. But going back to school can be very confusing, and that's why thousands of people are turning to Education Connection. This amazing free service provides the career tools and guidance that takes all the guesswork out of this important decision. Our free personality test can match you to a career and then help you select an appropriate program. Best of all, Education Connection will match you to schools that meet your unique needs. If you dream of a better job and earning more money, Education Connection is the place to start. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Let Education Connection find the right school for you. It's free, so call 800-737-4021 or log on to 45educationadvising.com now.
The limited edition Don and Jerry Bobble Desk is back by popular demand. Go online to get yours from the Nesson store and check out our other great Nesson apparel and accessories, including hats, sweatshirts, and t-shirts featuring original Nesson designs. Shop online, the Nesson store, today.
I think I signed that sign out at the Ren Dogs on Yorkie Way prior to the ball game.
Using your Sox appeal line.
How you doing? Well, last time Daisuke pitched, we had our headbands on, Don, and he's out there again tonight. He had a great outing, so why not go again, right?
Hoping for some luck. Actually, you know, offensively, when we started wearing them in Toronto, things started turning around.
That's right.
So it was pretty good. Mine's never straight, though. It just doesn't work for me, really. I don't know what it is. Is it because my head's big?
I think it looks very nice.
It's just somewhere in the middle. Of course, there's more space to fill. One of the issues.
Plus, these are available where else but the RemReport.com, along with other Daisuke products. And I got some new shirts out, Don, you're going to love.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a great shot.
Everybody should have one. Zaka-san.
Zaka-san.
Yeah, but if you're a member of Rem Dog Nation, no matter where you live, now you get your own personal shirt for that state. We had an order today from California.
So wait a minute. You get the shirt, it's got your state on it?
Rem Dog Nation, and it's got the state that you're from.
Wow.
So like you would be Rhode Island.
Yeah.
So you're a member, so you should purchase one of those Rhode Island shirts.
I'll have to do that tomorrow.
Kind of specialize in things.
Is there a computer in the booth now? I could order online right now. Ball and 2 strikes.
Maybe I should get a specially made one for you.
I think there's got to be a bigger size for guys that have a little bit more forehead than others. You know? I mean, you should have a couple of different sizes. I don't think it's one size fits all. I mean, that's clear, I think, from this.
I don't know. Like, I tried one on Billy Titus, and it fit him.
Yeah, that's a big dome. I think Billy would need a larger size. Look at that head. Wow. Can't even see it all. There's much more below the bar there. There we go. Leafy Perez pops it up. And the shortstop Julio Lugo back a step or two. Makes the catch for the first out.
FW Webb is proud to be the official supplier of plumbing, heating, and cooling supplies for the Boston Red Sox. To learn more about how FW Webb can help you, contact your local professional contractor or visit fwweb.com. FW Webb, we've got it.
So 1 down, and it brings up Brandon Inge.
Let's see if the Nesson store was smart right now for a hot item with the bobbleheads. They'd put the Zaka-san things around.
Add that to it. Why don't we just put Daisuke on the bobble desk with us?
Because then we'd have to split it 3 ways.
Oh, we don't want to do that. That's a really bad idea.
You really have to think before you
forget that.
Throw that stuff out there.
Really stupid.
Because the majority of that goes to charity.
That's right.
That is the truth.
Yep. Brandon Inge with 1 out, and the base is empty. Fouled off to the right, and it's 1-2. Inge has been hot over the last 13 games, hitting at .378. Swing and a miss. Inge strikes out, 3rd strikeout for Daisuke.
Well, you know, last time out, Don, I thought that Daisuke's breaking ball, and in particular his curveball, was much better than we've seen it. And is continuing that trend tonight. He's got a strikeout on a cut fastball, a fastball, and that breaking ball there.
In a row retired by Matsuzaka. 2 down in the 3rd for Curtis Granderson, who is the only Tiger to reach so far tonight. He singled. 1-1 to Granderson. Matsuzaka last time out at Toronto, a 7-inning effort. The run he gave up was the home run by Lyle Overbay in the 6th inning. It was a solo shot. Struck out 8. Walked a total of 3 in that 7-inning effort. Score was 8-1 when he left the game. Red Sox ended up winning 9-3. To right field and deep. J.D. Drew headed back, looking up, and that is gone. Up over the Tigers bullpen and into the bleachers. Curtis Granderson hits his 7th home run of the year and puts Detroit on top 1-0.
That's one thing he can do. You know, we talk about the low amount of walks and high total of strikeouts, but he's got some pop. There was 7 on the season for Granderson, and this fastball's down in the zone. It's a fastball low to Granderson, but he's a very good low ball hitter. That slight uppercut swing, and he drives that a long way.
Jerry, he now has 24 extra base hits, which places him just 1 behind Maglio Ordonez, who is the league leader in that category. So a leadoff guy with some very good power numbers and 24 extra base hits.
For Matsuzaka, the 4th home run allowed this season.
With a swing and a miss, and he's down 0-2. Roll foul down the 3rd baseline. Roll will make sure as Granderson will have to come on back. Well, Daisuke Matsuzaka has received the 6th most run support in the American League, 6.60 per game. Works out to 33 runs in 45 innings pitched. However, in his 2 losses, has allowed just 5 combined runs in 13 innings, with Red Sox only managing 1 run in each of those 2 games. If we give Daisuke some runs, he's generally going to take care of business. So far, the Red Sox have been held off the board tonight by Robertson. To center field, Coco Crisp on the liner makes the catch. It ends the inning. Home run for Curtis Granderson as the Tigers on top 1-0.
Attention, if you've had a corneal transplant, this message is for you. A new study by the CDC says that Renew with Moisture Lock may be to blame for your corneal transplant.
If you used Renew and have had a corneal transplant or suffered blindness, call the law firm of Robert Goldwater right now.
I'm attorney Bob Goldwater. Bausch & Lomb is a multi-billion-dollar corporation, and you may be entitled to a large cash award. Call me immediately.
Call 1-800-743-5252. That's 1-800-743-5252.
Hey Jen, how's the banking business?
You mean cashing other people's big paychecks? It's depressing. I can't believe how much some people make, including you.
I make good money because I went back to school and got my degree. You can do the same thing.
I've been thinking about it, but I have no idea where to start.
My husband used this great new service called Education Connection to find an online master's program. It is so fantastic. They do all the work for you and it's free. They help you choose a program and even match you to the best schools.
Education Connection's amazing free service does all the work for you. We search hundreds of accredited colleges and universities and thousands of programs so you don't have to. We can even help match your personality to the right career. We make finding the best schools easy.
Hey Karen, you're so right about Education Connection. They're great.
You'll be cashing your own big check soon.
Let Education Connection find the right school for you. It's free, so call 800-220-3034 or log on to oneeducationadvising.com now.
Dustin Pedroia leads it off as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning, with the Tigers now on top 1-0 thanks to Curtis Granderson's solo home run. Pedroia 0 for 6 in his last 2 games after having a 5-game hitting streak come to an end. He starts tonight hitting .247. Red Sox rookie second baseman with a home run and 7 runs batted in. Boston so far 4 for 20 against left-handed pitching, and his lone home run coming off a right-hander. Carlos Guillen at shortstop. And there's one away in the last half of the 3rd inning.
Bring home the memories, bring home the magic. Shop the Boston Globe store online for unique Red Sox memorabilia, Daisuke products, and more. Shop online, shop anytime, or call 1-888-665-2667. A lot of online shopping going on tonight.
We mentioned the NessonStore.com for your bobble desk needs. As you missed last inning, as Julio Lugo single to center field, first time up. One of 3 Boston hits, 2 of which have been infield hits. Outside for a strike, and it's 1-1. Did you catch the Sopranos last night?
Yes, I did. Very interesting episode.
Shocking news. I think I'm going to spend some time in Vegas real soon.
Tony needs a spot to get away.
2-1 to Julio Lugo. Robertson falling behind. It has not been perfect so far for Robertson. The Red Sox have had base runners in every inning and have left 2 on through the first 2. Strike and a full count. On deck is Youkilis. Red Sox trailing by a run as they bat here in the 3rd. The center field. Granderson got a good jump, dives forward and makes the catch. Curtis Granderson doing it all tonight. First the home run, and now the head first diving grab in center.
Sinking line drive that looked like it was going to drop, but completely outstretched as Granderson catches it, closes the glove up, and when it hits the grass, he's able to keep it in the glove. And I'll tell you what, this is a small center field compared to what he's used to at Comerica Park, where he's got a load of room to roam around out there.
It's like Yellowstone Park.
Wow.
Usually see a lot of triples at Comerica Park.
The Tigers, as usual, #1 in the league in triples to this point.
Red Sox will be there the final 3 games before the All-Star break, July 6th through the 8th at Comerica Park. The only time the Red Sox will be going to Detroit this season, and just the 2 series, one here at Fenway, one at Comerica, and that's it. 7 games with the Tigers this season. Youkilis down the left field line. A fair ball to the wall and a hop. Monroe digs it out. Youkilis to second base with a stand-up double.
8 straight games now for Kevin Youkilis. It looked like it might have been a changeup this time away. And Youkilis a little bit toward the end of the bat. He hooks it down that left field line. Monroe's got a good arm, but the throw's going to be a little bit off target. And Youkilis into second base with 2 outs in scoring position.
Here's Big Papi, the shift on for the Tigers. He fly to center first time up. To left center. Granderson won't get there. Youkilis coming around. We're tied at 1.
Well, you know, David hit the ball well the first time up against Robertson, a guy he's had trouble with. This time he gets the fastball and slices it to the right of Curtis Granderson in center field. So with 2 outs, the double by Youkilis, the single by Ortiz.
Number 33 as far as RBI go for David Ortiz.
Well, Manny had a frustrating first at bat in which he struck out looking in the first inning. Drives it deep and foul down the right field line, backing out of play. Tigers get a run in the top half of the third. Red Sox have answered in the bottom of the third. Fouled off to the right. Boston Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by Pepsi. Olympia Sports, the official sporting goods retailer of the New England Sports Network. And by Dunkin' Donuts. Two down here in the last half of the third. Manny down 0-2. Popped up. From third comes Inge. Makes the catch. It ends the inning. The Red Sox get a run on the single by Ortiz. We're tied at 1.
Do you need a home loan? Let us help you today. Here at the National Mortgage Center, you are our valued customer. Imagine having up to 3 banks competing for your business.
It's true. I made one fast and easy phone call. I was approved and I received 3 great offers to refinance my home.
Homeowners, wouldn't you prefer the banks competing for your business? Call this number right now and receive up to 3 free quotes for your home loan needs.
I was dangerously in debt. My credit was in the low 500s. But after one quick phone call, I was approved for 3 life-changing offers. And now I'm debt-free.
Cash in today. Get money for debt consolidation, home improvements, even vacations. Our banks have the lowest rates in the industry. Poor credit? No problem. Call our loan hotline today and receive up to 3 free quotes.
It's that easy. The National Mortgage Center helped me. They can help you too.
All homeowners are approved for up to 3 free quotes. So call our 24-hour loan hotline now.
Have you heard about the benefits of a reverse mortgage? If you're a homeowner, 62 years or older, and would like to supplement your monthly income, a reverse mortgage could be the key to living comfortably in retirement. U.S. government-insured reverse mortgages allow seniors to convert the equity in their home into cash without having to move or make monthly loan payments. We offer a free information kit and video explaining everything you need to know about a reverse mortgage.
Call 800-300-4519.
Well, tonight, following Red Sox coverage, stay with NESN for Sports Desk with Hazel May, presented by FW Webb, home of Frank West Bath Centers. Among the topics tonight, Boston College basketball lands a big-time transfer, plus Major League Baseball makes a change to the World Series format, and highlights from the NHL and NBA playoffs. That's Sports Desk with Hazel May tonight, following Red Sox coverage live in HD, only on NESN.
A 1-1 game into the bottom of the 4th inning. J.D. Drew, Mike Lowell, and Jason Varitek. On the first base line, Casey was guarding the line and handles out number 1. So 1 down, and it brings up Mike Lowell. You got 2 of the American League's best going head-to-head tonight. And both teams having very good Mays so far. Tigers are 9-2 in the month of May. The Red Sox are 9-3. And going head-to-head for the first time this season. And so far as batting averages go, the Tigers #1 in the major leagues at .318 batting average in the month of May. #2, the Red Sox at .308. As Ivan Rodriguez wants to talk to Robertson.
Looking up at that scoreboard, and Baltimore has a 3-0 lead over Toronto in the third. I think Sam Palazzo is probably happy he wasn't going home after that game yesterday and up to Toronto.
Yeah, we questioned it at the time, certainly, and I'm sure Orioles fans have been questioning it all day in Baltimore.
You know, like I said, the pregame show tonight with TC and Dave McCarty, you know, I think we were stunned that he came out of the game, first of all. I mean, you know, 2 more pitches, he might be all done.
Dealt all day.
On the other hand, if your bullpen can't hold a 4-run lead, you're not a very good team.
Talking to a lot of the Red Sox players today, it seemed like it was kind of exhaling all of a sudden. Now you feel like you've got a real chance.
Yeah.
Somebody else who's been facing this guy has been killing us all day, and now he's gone.
I mean, you're facing a guy that is, you know, you ground out after ground out. I mean, not a lot of pitches. It was like one of those frustrating days, and, you know, you're making contact, but you're not getting any base hits. And all of a sudden, you leave the game and you go, well, let's see what happens here, you know? And boy, did it ever happen yesterday, and happen quick.
There are mixed stories out of Baltimore today. One report having Sam Palazzo telling the media yesterday that if I end up giving somebody on base in that inning, then take me out. Guthrie telling him that, but after the game it was much different. It was, you know, he had only thrown 60 some odd pitches last time. He's not pitched past the 6th inning, yada, yada, yada. And Sam's reaction to the entire thing going down. This one by the mound, Perez throws out Lowell, and there's 2 down.
Well, I'm having a hard time believing that a pitcher like Guthrie, you know, who has not made a lot of major league starts, is going to go up to Palazzo and Mazzoni and say, "Look, guys,
this is what I want.
This is what I'm going to do. If one guy gets on base, get me out." I'm not buying it.
No, I'm not either. Nor am I buying that he should have come out of that game. Veritek will bat with 2 down. Because you're right, he is virtually 2 or 3 pitches away from ending it, even with the error.
I guess the best way to say it is everybody was on spin control and I got it all messed up.
Somewhere it unspun. Popped up foul to the right.
Plus, it's not like one of those days where, you know, he had 10 strikeouts and he's throwing a lot of pitches. I mean, he had a lot of ground ball outs and pop-ups, and, you know, kind of a rocking chair outing for him, really.
We showed it a bunch of times. The longest inning he had was the 14 pitch inning. It's those type of games, though, that you always think you're in it, and you always have a chance. It seems like teams that are successful have those types of games early in the season. And the Red Sox type game like that came on May 13th.
I said tonight in the open, you know, it doesn't mean you're going to win tonight, but what it does mean is as a unit, you know, somewhere along the line it's going to happen again this season because you've already proven you can do it.
Now on the other side, I'd like to be the Orioles. I mean, you got a world of problems.
You could have a short memory.
This one fouled outside of third. I mean, do you feel very confident in their closer right now, Chris Ray?
Well, the 2 times that we've seen it, well, actually 3 times, and once he was very good. The time in Baltimore, not so good, and yesterday, I mean, if he catches the ball, he wins the game. Right?
One and 2 to Veritek. Base is empty, 2 down. Jolted foul. Red Sox with 5 hits off Nate Robertson tonight, who's up to 71 pitches as he works with 2 outs in the 4th inning. He's trying to have his first 1-2-3 inning of the night. Red Sox have left 3 men on through the first 3 innings. Protecting the plate and lunging that time, Veritek.
He's fouled off some pretty good pitches here. That was a very good changeup from Robertson. Too close to take, and Veritek goes out and just fouls it off. Veritek has been swinging better from the left side recently, but still a .357 hitter coming into the game from the right side of the plate. And you can add to that with a base hit back in the 2nd inning.
This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat for Jason Varitek. Two and two. Line down the right field line, a fair ball. Varitek thinking 2 out of the gate. Has trouble with it is Ordonez, and easily into second base with a 2-out double goes Varitek.
Now that pitch might have been 6 inches off the outside part of the plate. Varitek just covers the plate. Contact, line drive, and another 2-out hit. I mean, that's even farther away than that changeup that he fouled off. So a lot of things happening, a lot of hits with 2 outs in innings in this ball game.
And Varitek's 2 for 2 and in scoring position with 2 down here in the 4th. It's Coco with a swing and a miss. Crisp grounding into a double play first time up.
What do we have?
A B.
You have a B in the booth?
Yeah, we have a B issue. Slight situation. The 2-1 is outside 3-1.
Sure, our crack crew will be on this very shortly. Where is the B?
Well, Michaela upset the B. She tried to kill it, and now all she did was upset him. And he's somewhere loose underneath here now.
There might be a nest under there, a bee's nest.
Great. Nice job.
We have plenty of help up top that I'm sure will hunt the bee down.
Yeah. Down the right field line off the bat of Crisp, and it's full count. My past experience with bees is that you don't want to upset them.
They seem to become agitated.
Yeah. And vengeful.
Where is the bee now?
I don't know. That's what's scaring me.
Nobody knows?
I don't know.
Oh, I got it.
You've been waiting a long time to do that. Crisp down the left field line this time. And back into the seats. What a good lengthy at bat for a Red Sox hitter against Robertson. That pitch count mounting.
You're not allergic to bees, are you?
I don't think so, no.
No?
Be a tough time to find out.
Yeah. Could blow up like a balloon, have to send you to the hospital.
Slap foul off to the right, still 3-2. Full count to Crisp. 8th pitch of the at bat for Coco Crisp. Chops it foul over by the Tigers dugout. The last 2 batters are wearing out Robertson on foul balls. It's been 7, 10, and 9. The pitch is thrown to Lowell, Varitek, and now Crisp. To center field. Granderson with a late break, won't get there. Around comes Varitek. Here comes the throw. He is in without a slide. It's 2-1 Red Sox.
Looked like Granderson slipped a little bit in the outfield. There was some type of hesitation, and once that happened, he could not get to the fly ball. There's Granderson up here. Now let's see. If he stumbles, he starts to go back, and then when he starts to come in, it's too late. So didn't get a real good read off the ball on contact. And Veritek looked like he wanted to slide, then stopped. That's very dangerous there also.
Somewhere in between.
So good battle there done by Coco Chris, as you mentioned, fouling off a lot of pitches and ended up with a base hit.
9-pitch at bat before he was able to get that base hit.
7 steals for Coco, been caught 1 time.
Pedroia grounded to short first time up, getting his second look at Nate Robertson. Having to work pretty hard here in the 4th inning with 2 outs. Got the 2 outs quick enough. Drew and Lowell. A strike to Pedroia, and it's 1-1. Rodriguez popped up like he was going to fire to first in a snap throw, but in and out of the hand.
It's one thing you learn as a base runner when Rodriguez is behind the plate. He loves to throw to bases, so in your secondary lead, you got to make sure once that ball gets by the hitter, you get back quickly.
Robertson behind now, 3-1 to the number 9 man, Dustin Pedroia. Red Sox have taken the lead on top 2-1 with a run here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Back past the mound, up the middle, diving is Perez to kick it out to center field, and on is Pedroia.
Nice effort by Nefi Perez, but by knocking it down, no play at all at second base, and certainly not at first base. Pedroia with the 3-1 count gets the fastball and drives it up the middle.
Hernandez coming out to the mound.
The Boston Marriott Copley Place, the official hotel of the Boston Red Sox, has the perfect Boston weekend getaway. It's the Grand Slam baseball package that includes 2 tickets to a Red Sox game, 2 nights accommodations, and breakfast for 2. Call the Grand Slam hotline at 617-937-5600.
18-minute wait so far for Daisuke Matsuzaka as the Red Sox have taken the lead and looking for more here. Some lengthy at bats. Runners at first and second, 2 down. And it's back up to the top of the Red Sox order, Julio Lugo. Red Sox doing their damage tonight with 2 outs in innings. And with 2 outs, the Red Sox have both of their runs and 5 hits. "35th pitch of the inning. And it's a strike to Lugo. It's 0-2. It's 90 pitches in the outing now for the Tigers starter. Season high is 107 pitches, the outing before last. In a victory against the Baltimore Orioles, which went 6 2/3, 107 pitches. So he is up there in the 4th inning. Well, Lugo is down 0-2. He's now worked it full. Runners will be off with the pitch. Gene Lamont on the phone. 3-2. One hop to the second baseman, Perez, who throws out Lugo, and the Red Sox strand a pair. They do get the go-ahead run. 2-1 Red Sox at the end of 4.
On average, people run 11 minutes late. But with TD Bank North's more convenient hours, it doesn't matter. Banking that's faster, easier, hassle-free. We're TD Bank North.
Introducing the all-new Chevy Silverado. Best when you buy it. Best when you own it. Best in the long run. This is our best truck ever. The all-new Chevy Silverado. And now, get 0% APR on any 07 Silverado half-ton, or get $1,500 total cash back on every Silverado. Come in today for the #1 selling trucks in Maine.
They've got the sharpest pencil in town. Now they just sit around that showroom figuring deals and whittling that old pencil down. They know that if you buy once, you're gonna be back. So instead of buying one, you're buying two, and that's a fact. They've got the sharpest pencil in town.
So come on down, neighbor. The coffee pot's on.
On average, people run 11 minutes late. But with TD Bank North's more convenient hours, it doesn't matter. Banking that's faster, easier, hassle-free. We're TD Bank North.
Youkilis leading it off in the bottom of the 5th inning. Ortiz, then Ramirez. Red Sox trying to add on to a 1-run advantage. A 39-pitch 4th inning for Nate Robertson, and has really cut into his pitch count on the night. And nearing 100 as he works here in the 5th. Fly ball to right. Maglio or Ordonez. 1 down.
I mean, think about that post-game show yesterday, too. What a perfect day to have it, because everybody was all fired up leaving the ballpark.
Yeah.
After that comeback.
That was as fired up as you see a lot of the fans so far this season. It's been a while. Even Fenway with that much jubilation going on outside right after the game. This guy has provided some of that jubilation over the last few years. There have been so many walk-offs for Big Papi. And yesterday, a real collective effort by so many to get that done. They were so far down. The league leaders are brought to you by Olympia Sports. And 2 outs and runners in scoring position. The Red Sox at 294. Only the Athletics with a better team batting average. Tonight, the Red Sox, both runs coming with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. Ortiz with one of those RBIs, a single in the 3rd that knocked in Youkilis with the Red Sox first run. Coco Crisp driving in the other. Down the first baseline, a foul ball. We'll see Tim Wakefield here tomorrow night against Justin Verlander in the 2nd game of the series. Wakefield with that 1.79 earned run average. And that's good for the top spot in the American League. The deep left field for Ortiz. It is up. It is off the top of the wall. And into second base with a stand-up double goes Big Papi.
Well, for a guy that he's had trouble against in his career, we mentioned coming in 1 for 14. That's 3 times tonight he's hit the ball hard off Nate Robertson. First time was for an out to center field. This time off that left field wall for the double. So doubles in this game for Youkilis, for Ortiz, and also for Jason Varitek.
15 doubles, good for third in the American League. The only guy that Ortiz has had more trouble with than Nate Robertson is Ricardo Rincon of the Minnesota Twins. He is 1 for 17 against Rincon. Down the line, over the bag, it's fair. Kicks off the boxes. Big Papi going to try and score. No throw from Monroe. A 3-1 Red Sox lead. Robertson and the Tigers think it was a foul ball.
Now that combination, Ortiz, Ramirez, starting to click. Manny picks up his 24th RBI right over that third base bag. And Marlo Hale waving David Ortiz home as that ball bounces off the wall, and no throw by Craig Monroe. I thought he was going to take at least a shot at Big Papi at home. By the time he picks it up, David's only about 3 steps around third base, but he elects not to throw home.
Oh, the swing and a miss. Is that aggressive on DeMarlo Hale's part with only one out?
No, with one out, you take that chance. Certainly you would with 2 outs, but even with 1 out, nobody out, you probably put the brakes on and hold them right there. You got a chance for a big inning.
Foul off to the left, and it's 0-2 to J.D. Drew. Left-hander Tim Burdick is up in the pen.
Yeah, they just called him up today from Toledo. They sent last night's starting pitcher back to the minor leagues.
He's appeared with the Kansas City Royals and the Baltimore Orioles. We last saw him with the Orioles in 2005 and 2006 in the Orioles pen. Drew with a swing and a miss, strikes out. Third strikeout for Robertson. Second time that J.D. Drew has struck out on the night.
Fastball by J.D. Drew. He got him on a breaking ball, a slider back in the second inning.
Two down for Mike Lowell. Reached on an infield hit in the second and grounded out to second base in the fourth. Robertson has received over 5 runs a game per 9 innings in 7 starts. It's the 17th highest in the American League, but tonight he's only got a run so far from the offensive support side.
And in his last inning too, over 100 pitches, 108 right now. The breeze starting to pick up, and it's starting to pick up out toward the left field wall.
Opposite field, drops in for a hit. And he stops at second as Ordonez collects it in right. And Mike Lowell is 2 for 3 tonight.
So that's why Mike Lowell doesn't strike out very much. Only 9 times this year. He'll take the base hit the other way. That ball away, probably off the outside edge, but still Lowell. See some funny swings the other way tonight. That one by Lowell, the one by Veritek last inning. On both pitches, probably not strikes, but end up in base hits.
Robertson, who so far has only given up 3 runs, has scattered 11 hits. Everybody in the Red Sox order has at least one, with the exception of J.D. Drew.
Here's Jason Veritek swing on a ball that was outside, reaching out and punching it down that right field line for a double. And of course Lowell just going the other way.
And 110. Veritek with 2 hits tonight. A single in the second, a double in the fourth. to third base. The hop, and yeah, I guess it's foul ball. Foul the indication, and back to second goes Ramirez.
Like Dreckman, the third base umpire, made that call once he got by the bag. Been a couple of close ones down that line this inning. Manny's ground ball.
Oh, another chance now for Veritek. Red Sox have added a run here in the bottom of the fifth so far, looking for more. Outside, 3-1. Coco Crisp waiting on deck with 2 outs here in the bottom of the fifth. Full count. This will be Nate Robertson's 60th pitch in the last 2 innings. To left center, Granderson is out there waiting. Makes the catch, it ends the inning. Red Sox get a run, take a 3-1 lead into the 6th.
Dawn, is that you? How are you? Where are you working?
I'm still there, same old job. That's baby Ben.
I'm fine.
What happened? You never came back to work.
I went back to school and finished my master's degree online while I was home with Ben.
Mommy's the vice president.
I wish I could afford to quit my lousy job and go back to school.
You don't have to quit. That's the beauty of getting a degree online.
I'll never find the right school. The more research I do, the more confused I get.
Oh, the HR director at work suggested you use Education Connection.
Education Connection is an amazing free service that does all the work for you. We search hundreds of accredited universities and colleges and thousands of programs so you don't have to. We make finding the right school easy.
Dawn, is that you? You never came back to work. Moved up to corporate after I got my degree online.
Let Education Connection find the right school for you. It's free, so call 800-214-1496 or log on to 34edconnect.com now.
My neighbor drove all over town to find the best deal on a cell phone. I just logged on to Let's Talk. They make it easy to compare plans from all major carriers and find cell phone deals that are much cheaper than retail.
Like the hot BlackBerry Pearl with music and video player, a $369 value, yours free after mail-in rebate and new calling plan.
Let's Talk has the best prices, the best plans, and the most free phones guaranteed.
Log on to 25letstalk.com or call now to order your BlackBerry Pearl. Let's Talk, the smarter way to shop for cell phones. So log on or call now.
The Dunkin' Donuts musical montage as we head to the top half of the 8th. 3-1. Red Sox on top here in the 8th. Brandon Inge. As Daisuke up over 100 pitches now. There is action in the Red Sox pen. Hideki Okajima. One hopper, but right to Julio Lugo. 1 down. There's been a bunch on the ground tonight for Daisuke.
Daisuke's got a lot of outs tonight on his cut fastball or slider, whichever one it is. A lot of ground ball outs on that particular pitch. That was another one there for the ground out that was hit pretty hard to Lugo, but right at him.
They have 13 ground ball outs for Daisuke.
Good indication he's keeping the ball down.
Curtis Granderson, who has 2 hits off Daisuke. A single and a homer for Granderson, responsible for the only Tigers run. Waves at that pitch, and it's 0-2.
That's the splitter again, I believe, from Daisuke. Done this a couple of times at Granderson. You know, he threw one to him earlier in this game back in the 5th inning that had a curveball rotation. It was a very strange pitch.
On the ground again. Youkilis will take it himself, and there's 2 outs in the inning.
This is back in the 5th inning. At first I thought it was a curveball from Daisuke. It's actually a split. You'll see the split of the fingers on the baseball, but watch the rotation on the ball. It almost spins the home plate like it's a curveball. Dropping down and in. And then, of course, he got him again with a split-fingered fastball.
Greg Monroe takes strike 1 from Daisuke. Monroe has struck out, lined out, grounded out. Daisuke has equaled the number of pitches he threw last time out, 108, in a 7-inning effort at Toronto as part of the victory. And right now at 108, the high 117 against the Yankees at New York. Left side, Lugo on the backhand. 9-pitch, 1-2-3 inning for Daisuke. He's rolling. 3-1 Red Sox.
Dating do's and don'ts.
What I can tell you is
good dating tips.
He carries a gun.
That would be big, especially on the first date. Negative.
Maybe try to make a little eye contact.
I'm just looking for chicks who aren't boring, basically.
Oh my God. I wouldn't probably go much further than that, you know.
All right.
Sox appeal. Do you have it? Log on and show us.
Stay tuned after the game for WB Mason's Extra Innings. Tom Caron and David McCarty will break down tonight's game. They'll have Terry Francona's press conference live and Red Sox clubhouse reaction. It's all right after the game, live in HD, and it's only on NESN.
Daisuke Matsuzaka's gone the first 8. Red Sox take a 2-run lead into the bottom of the 8th. Mike Lowell, Jason Varitek, Coco Crisp, 6, 7, and 8 for the Red Sox. And a new pitcher now for the Tigers, their 3rd of the night after 2 shutout innings for Tim Burdick. Bobby C. is in the game.
Yeah, Bobby C. making his 12th appearance, 11 innings total, only 5 hits allowed and 3 earned runs. He's walked 2, struck out 4. Lefty's only 1 for 22 against C.
Red Sox have seen him in the past. A former Tampa Bay Devil Ray from 2001 through 2004. Was in Colorado in 05 and last year marked his first season in Detroit. Originally a first-round pick by the Chicago White Sox. Action in the Red Sox pen. Last inning Okajima. This inning it's Papelbon. A strike to Lowell. Matsuzaka, 9 pitches, taking care of the Tigers in the top half of this inning. And quite an outing tonight against a team that really hits very well, the Detroit Tigers. And we said last night this would be a very good test for Daisuke. And passing with flying colors as Lowell lines out to the tall first baseman Sean Casey.
And not a big strikeout night either for Daisuke. What, only 4 strikeouts on the night for Matsuzaka?
Correct.
A lot of ground ball outs as we highlighted last inning. As a matter of fact, his last 6 outs, ground ball outs.
So 1 down here in the 8th. Jason Varitek 2 for 3. We talked about all the complete games that Daisuke had in Japan, and we thought, we were talking about in spring training, would not have the chance nearly to have that many here in the majors. Things done differently. Pitchers kind of protected a little bit more. You don't have the 6-day rotation like they have in Japan. But he had 13 complete games last year, 15 complete games the year before in Japan. And this year has really not been all that close. It's the first time that he's gotten through the 8th.
And probably not coming back out as Papelbon is up. When he was walking back to the dugout, it's almost like he expects to be back out for the 9th. I mean, that's the way it was in Japan. And Papelbon has just been kind of walking around. It's not like he's been throwing hard down there, but we'll see.
Varitek fouls it off. 2-1.
According to something I read today, I guess Daisuke is quite a golfer.
Is that right? I didn't see that.
Yeah. I guess they played on that last road trip on that off day in Toronto.
Three and 1 now to Varitek. Papelbon up again. Foul tipped, held on to by Rodriguez, and it is a full count now to Jason Varitek. Jason Varitek, a very patient hitter, has seen 28 pitches. This will be the 28th pitch of the night that Varitek has seen as a batter. Calling it off to the right, he'll see more. Over the last 6 games, the Red Sox have hit at .323 with 48 runs scored in the last 6 games. Raised that mark from 268 to 277. Ball 4. Varitek's on for the 3rd time tonight. So 1 out, 1 on, and it brings up Coco Crisp. And a single and a run batted in back in the 4th inning for the Red Sox. All the Red Sox runs charged to the Tiger starter tonight, Nate Robertson, which has 5 innings due to his high pitch count, 115 pitches. Didn't walk anybody, struck out 3. Then Tim Burdett, just joining the team today, goes 2 shutout innings. And now Bobby C pitching the 8th.
The possibility of a hit and run here with this combination of Coco Crisp and Varitek at first base.
There's a strike, 1-1 in the Ninth inning for the Tigers. Scheduled Sheffield, Ordonez, and Guillen. So 3, 4, and 5 for Detroit expected in the ninth. So for them, they got the right guys coming up. The check on Varitek was not very far away from the base. One and one the count to Coco Crisp. Jason Varitek at first, one down. Strike over the outside corner. And it's 1-2. Red Sox trying to add on to their lead atop the American League East. An 8-game lead to begin the day for the Red Sox. It's Boston's biggest edge at any time since an 8-game lead on September 30th of 1995. To right, and a base hit for Crisp. Up to second goes Varitek. Red Sox got something going here with one down in the eighth.
That breaking ball that stayed up in the zone. Nice job by Coco Crisp going the other way with this pitch. Kind of a flat breaking ball. So Coco picks up his second hit of the night. Drove in a run back in the fourth inning. He's been struggling coming into this game. 6 for his last 37, but 2 hits tonight.
So one down, first and second for the Red Sox. Dustin Pedroia coming up. Boston out hitting the Tigers now 12-5. 2 hits tonight for David Ortiz, 2 for Lowell, 2 for Varitek, and 2 now for Coco Crisp. The only member of the Red Sox starting 9 not to have a hit is J.D. Drew. He's had the misfortune of striking out 3 times tonight. As Pedroia takes strike 1. Dustin's got a hit, had an infield hit back in the 4th inning off the glove of Nefi Perez.
Bobby C always goes off to that third base side of the mound between pitches and back up on the hill.
To left and a hit. Varitek heading for third base will get there, and it's a bases loaded 1-out situation for the Red Sox in the bottom of the 8th.
Now the Red Sox getting some nice production from the 7, 8, 9 guys in the lineup tonight. Varitek with 2 hits, Crisp with 2 hits, Pedroia with 2 hits. This also on the breaking ball. Late break by Jason Varitek, and he'll have to stop at third base. So a few more points wouldn't look bad tonight, right here in the 8th inning.
It was 6 through 9 guys, 8 for 15 in the game tonight. Bases loaded, 1 down, Julio Lugo. A single and a stolen base in the first. He's lined out, grounded out, and walked his last time up. Lugo lines it towards the gap in left center. That's going to get down and through to the track and the wall. Varitek scored. Crisp behind him. Pedroia all the way from first base to third with the 3-run triple is Lugo, and the Red Sox lead it 6-1.
Well, you saw the graphic how tough Bobby C has been on left-handers, but the right-handers are having a good time with him here in this inning. Lugo, the hero yesterday with the base hit in the error to end the ball game, now opening up the gap. Left center field, 3 bases for Lugo, 3 RBI. That gives him a total of 23 now on the season.
The infield in all the way around for the Tigers. Youkilis bangs it by that brought in infield. Lugo from third, and it's 7-1 Red Sox.
When you think about the late inning things that have gone on the last couple of days for the Red Sox, that come from behind win yesterday, the 9th inning, and a huge 8th inning here to break open this game. Wow, look at that. 41-9 in the 8th inning so far this season.
That's some pretty good damage late. Daisuke has waited 16 minutes so far. Papelbon not warming any longer. We may be seeing the first complete game bid by Daisuke in a Red Sox uniform tonight.
And the first complete game by a Red Sox pitcher.
Ortiz flied out single, double, flied to right. Picked up his 33rd RBI of the season back in the 3rd inning. Swung and a miss, 1-1. What was the average, if you could guess, complete games by a pitcher when you played?
Well, Don, I don't know. I have to go back to the books to find out. I really don't know.
I mean, it is a lost art today, though. You agree?
Well, when you're at this stage of the season, you know, in the middle of April, May, and you haven't had a complete game, yeah, it's different.
It's lost. Ortiz fouls it off to the left. And it's 1-2.
It's funny, you know, you look at guys like, you know, and it kind of freaks of nature, really. A guy like Nolan Ryan that pitches into his 40s, always had high pitch counts, complete games, big strikeout games, no hitters. Yet he was able to pitch, you know, late into his career. You wonder, you know, what the numbers would be as far as guys who threw a lot of pitches, how many years they get in the big leagues, where there's a drastic difference. I don't know. Kurt Schilling, Schilling, for many years, complete game pitcher. Power pitcher. Still operating at the age of what, 40?
Yes. Just turned 40 this last offseason. All of last year, the Red Sox had just 3 complete games.
No, I know there were more than that when I played, but I don't know the exact number.
The 2-2. Framed by Rodriguez. And a full count. Still just 1 out in the inning. Was the first out. Mike Lowell lined out. First batter that C faced. Since then, a walk, single, triple to clear the bases, and an RBI single for Kevin Youkilis. And just like that, it's a 7-1 Red Sox lead.
Adam Jupiter tells me in 1978 our pitching staff with the Red Sox had how many, Adam? 57 complete games.
Oh my goodness.
16 of those by Dennis Eckersley. So yeah, there's been a little bit of a difference.
There's a slight change.
57. Wow. I didn't realize it was that many.
Would never have guessed that. Hey, how about one? We'll see. Ortiz high in the air to left. Monroe makes the catch. And back to first goes Youkilis with now 2 outs.
That's amazing to me. I had no clue that it would be that high. And Adam also says the opponents had 47 against us.
So it happened a little bit more regularly in your day. And I bet you if you go back even further, you'll find higher numbers as far as complete games go.
Oh, you go way back. You find guys that pitch complete games every 2 days. That is amazing to me.
And he's 1 for 4 with an RBI tonight. Jolts it foul to the right, and it's 1-1. This starter giving up 3 runs over 5 innings. Burdick 2 shutout. But C has had a tough time here in the 8th. He's been touched so far for 4 runs. A 30-pitch inning. Fouled off.
Stay tuned after the game for Granite City Electric's Extra Innings Extra with Tom Caron and David McCarty. Tito Savasio will go one-on-one with pitching coach John Farrell, and a preview of tomorrow's pitching matchup between ALG ERA leader Tim Wakefield and 2006 Rookie of the Year Justin Verlander. It's all right after the game, live in HD, only on NESN.
One and 2 to Manny Ramirez. Euclid to the short lead at first, held on by Sean Casey. A 4-run 8th so far for the Red Sox. Another foul fly.
He's a huge at bats, you know, from an individual point of view. You got a 1-for-4 rolling in the game, Manny. He's, you know, trying to get on a decent roll. You pick that second hit up, you make yourself 2 for 5. It's a huge difference.
Fouls it to the right. Are you ready for this? In 1946, the Red Sox had 79 complete games. So just a little under half of their games.
I tell you, that I'm really surprised. I mean, I knew it was a high number, but I had no idea.
These guys hung around to the end.
You couldn't pull the ball out of a guy like Tion's hand, you know, if he got to the 9th inning. Tion didn't pitch in 46.
I don't remember him.
78 he did.
1 and 2 to Manny. Another foul to the right.
I was told that Adam says that Louis had 12 complete games. Eckersley 16. Louis had 12, and 5 of those were shutouts. Mike Torres had 12. Excuse me, 15 for Torres. And 47 against us. That's not too good. We let 40. We won 99 games.
The 1-2 pitch is a strike 3 call. Manny knew it. Damage is done. It is a 7-1 Red Sox lead. Daisuke will be coming back.
On average, people run 11 minutes late. But with TD Bank North's more convenient hours, it doesn't matter. Banking that's faster, easier, hassle-free. We're TD Bank North.
Introducing the all-new Chevy Silverado. Best when you buy it. Best when you own it. Best in the long run. This is our best truck ever. The all-new Chevy Silverado. And now, get 0% APR on any 07 Silverado half-ton, or get $1,500 total cash back on every Silverado. Come in today for the #1 selling trucks in Maine.
They've got the sharpest pencil in town. And they just sit around that showroom figuring deals and whittling that old pencil down. They know that if you buy once, you're gonna be back. So instead of buying one, you're buying two, and that's a fact. They've got the sharpest pencil in town.
So come on down, neighbor. The coffee pot's on.
And Lori paid over $9,000 to sell their home. Tom and Becky called the sister cell and paid just $29.95. Their real estate experts will show and sell your home and arrange inspections and paperwork for as low as $29.95. Imagine what you can do with all that extra cash. A sister cell, the only way to sell your home.
Assist-A-Sell has changed Maine real estate forever, saving buyers and sellers over $1 million in commissions in just 2 years.
They'll sell your home for as low as $29.95, serving Eastern, Central, Northern, and Down East Maine.
Assist-A-Sell, the only way to sell your home.
On average, people run 11 minutes late. But with TD Bank North's more convenient hours, it doesn't matter. Banking that's faster, easier, hassle-free. We're TD Bank North.
2-1 now to Sheffield. Five hits and a run for the Tigers so far tonight. Another strike. Sheffield is backing out of the way. Grabs the inside corner.
And Matsuzaka with fastballs inside all night long to Gary Sheffield.
Sheffield puts it into left. Manny moving over, but it's going to be in for a hit. And the lead runner on for the Tigers here in the ninth.
Again, a fastball up and in that actually kind of jams Sheffield and bloops it in front of Ramirez for the base hit. That ball was right about at the label of the bat. But again, hard to throw the ball by Gary Sheffield.
Here's Maglio Ordonez, 1 for 3 tonight. He doubled in the 6th inning. And takes strike one. We're on the phone with some action here now.
That doesn't surprise me, Don. Again, you know, if you get 2 or 3 base runners this inning, you're starting to talk, you're up in that 120, 130 range where you really don't want to be.
Okajima was up in the 8th inning. And back up again. Ordonez pops it up foul. Again, the high is 117 for Daisuke, done at Yankee Stadium. In a 6-inning effort, which he gave up 4 runs, had 7 strikeouts. Had a 41-pitch 4th inning. And he walked through and gave up 3 hits and 4 runs. 1-2. Outside corner, strike 3. Ordonez has been Daisuke.
Second time he has struck out Ordonez tonight, both times on fastballs, and this one picking up the outside corner.
Five strikeouts, second time. And Matsuzaka has got Ordonez. The end takes ball 1. A single in the 4th inning. He's 1 for 3 tonight. 15 ground ball outs tonight for Daisuke Matsuzaka. The center field playable for Crisp. 2 down on the 9th.
Well, watch this place come to his feet now.
Sheffield at first base with 2 down in the 9th. Ivan Rodriguez 1 for 3. A single in the 4th. Didn't get the corner that time. Granderson the only blemish. A home run back in the 3rd. That's been it. Swing and a miss.
That's been the case in the last 2 games for Daisuke. The only blemish was a home run by Overbay last time out.
You keep the blemishes to 1 run and a home run, you're doing all right.
Yeah, you're going to win a lot of games.
Down to his last strike is Ivan Rodriguez with a count of 1-2. Daisuke Matsuzaka trying to go all the way. To third base. Lowell picks it, goes to second. The complete game victory for Daisuke Matsuzaka. So Daisuke does indeed go all the way tonight for the Red Sox as they take game 1 of a 4-game series between the Red Sox and another power in the American League, the Detroit Tigers. And bows and hugs all around for Matsuzaka. A total of 124 pitches thrown tonight in the complete game effort for Matsuzaka. WB Mason's extra innings is right around the corner, so stay with us. Trent, I'll be back here at Fenway right after this.
A lot of people think I'm nuts. I'm crazy. I'm kind of whacked. I'm kind of not your normal host. Think I'm dull? Oh my God, I caught myself. Welcome to the show. Where you been?
Sponsored by Obashan Hardware, the greatest show on H2O.
My neighbor drove all over town to find the best deal on a cell phone. I just logged on to Let's Talk. They make it easy to compare plans from all major carriers and find cell phone deals that are much cheaper than retail.
Like this hot Motorola camera phone with Bluetooth technology, a $229 value. Yours free with new calling plans.
Let's Talk has the best prices, the best plans, and the most free phones guaranteed.
Log on to 86letstalk.com or call now to order your free Motorola camera phone. Let's Talk, the smarter way to shop for cell phones. So log on or call now.
Sox Appeal. Do you have it? Log on and find out.
Hazel May and Catherine Tappan, bringing you the sports news you can use, morning, noon, and night on Nesson Sports Desk, presented by FWM.
I'm Hazel May, and welcome to another edition of Granite City Electric's Ultimate Red Sox Show, where every week we count down the top 9 Red Sox stories that mean something to the nation. This week, really excited because we're going to debut a brand new feature called The Hot Corner. You see, I get to ask your favorite Red Sox players and other major leaguers random questions that have nothing to do with the game. It's pretty entertaining, so stick around and find out. Batting leadoff in our countdown, number 9, it's This Week in Red Sox History. May 13th, 1991, the players and fans at Fenway Park fall victim to the dark. A power outage plunges Fenway Park into darkness, but the fans make the best of the hour-long delay, singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" and cheering for the cameras. May 13, 1947, Bobby Doerr hits for the cycle against the Chicago White Sox, the only Sox player to hit for the cycle twice. The other time he did it, May 17, 1944, against the St. Louis Browns.
To left field, deep, far back, and it is gone. The first career home run in the major leagues for Kevin Youkilis.
May 15, 2004, Kevin Youkilis makes his major league debut in Toronto, going 2 for 4 with a home run in a 4-0 Red Sox win.
And he gets the cold shoulder treatment from his teammates in the dugout.
Maloney sends one high and deep to left. Conine settling under it and watching it go into the screen.
May 15, 1998, hometown hero Lou Merlone hits a home run in his first ever Fenway Park at-bat.
What a thrill for the pride of Framingham.
May 16, 1954, Ted Williams makes his season debut, returning from a broken collarbone suffered in spring training. In his first game back, game 1 of a doubleheader with Detroit, Teddy Ballgame singled 3 times and 4 at-bats. In the nightcap, he went 5 for 5 with 2 home runs and 7 RBI, making him 8 for 9 in the twin bill. The kid was back. May 17, 2003, with the Sox already trailing the Angels 3-2 in the top of the 9th with 1 down, Trot Nixon catches David Eckstein's fly ball and proceeds to toss the ball into the stands, thinking the inning was over. The Angels went on to win 6-2.
Strike 3. So Suzuki gone on 3 pitches, McLemore gone on 3.
May 18, 2002, Pedro Martinez strikes out Seattle on 9 pitches in the first inning. Only 10 other AL pitchers ever had a 9-pitch, 3-strikeout inning. When interleague play was introduced back in 1997, baseball purists were horrified. 10 years later, it's become a permanent part of the game's landscape. Now, this weekend, the Red Sox will play 3 games versus the Atlanta Braves. Coming in at number 8, it's the Braves on their revamped bullpen.
And got him swinging.
I think we have an outstanding chance to be a World Series caliber team this year. We made some changes this offseason, bringing in some bullpen help. You know, they addressed some needs from our bullpen issues last year. We got 3 power arms down there, you know, in the bullpen at the end of the game. And the rest of our guys down in the pen, I mean, we're really deep. This is the deepest bullpen I've ever been a part of.
Swing and a miss, he struck him out. Climbed the ladder with a fastball at 96, 1 away.
Last year, our pitching really let us down. And, you know, I take a lot of responsibility for that, but I know that we're going to be a lot better this year from the pitching standpoint.
Wickman gets him for the strikeout and the save.
The 06 team had a little bit of a soft spot on it in our bullpen, and we added Soriano from Seattle. We re-signed Wickman toward the end of the 06 season, and then we also traded for a guy that I like a lot, Mike Gonzalez from the left side.
Strike 3 call. The ball game is over. There was no doubt about it.
We plugged a gap there. We had 30 blown saves last year, and we think we've fixed that. When you blow 30 games late, that's too many blown saves, and if we just cut that down to 8, you know, off that, we're in the playoffs and maybe world champions. We had that good of a team, but we just didn't make it because we blew too many ball games.
The biggest thing is we shored up some issues in the bullpen, and we've got some young arms that are dynamic, so it's going to be a matter of whether we come together as a group quick enough to sustain the confidence that these guys have brought.
Breaking ball got him.
It was definitely the weakness last year. It obviously became, now it's the strength. It's one of the strengths. We have so many strengths on the team, but it's definitely a good feeling, you know, no pressure whatsoever. I've, you know, been there, done that kind of thing, and you know, I've obviously been successful in both things, setting up and closing, but you want the chance to win, man. You know, I want to taste October, and we got a great chance of doing it this year.
Swing and a miss, he got him, and the Braves win it.
And speaking of pitching, it's now time for our weekly Heineken Red Star Trivia question. This week we ask, who are the top 3 pitchers on the Red Sox all-time wins list? To find out the answer, visit the Ultimate Red Sox Show's webpage at NESN.com. More of Granite City Electric's Ultimate Red Sox Show right after this.
His little Raymond on his 4-wheel drive thing, and look at, isn't this awful? That's awful. That's despicable. And Big Raymond is the guy that's you know, running that thing. He should be suspended for the remainder of the season. Look at this.
Oh, my goodness.
That's awful.
It is much worse than I thought.
That's assault and battery, for crying out loud. That's a criminal case. Never mind, trying to be funny in front of the home fans.
Jerry, I don't know if you noticed, but there was a note for you when you arrived from your good friend Raymond. This has become kind of a bit of a war here. Raymond enjoying your book or bored by your book as he read it before the game. And this is your bobblehead that he is using for deodorant.
He can attack me as much as he'd like, Raymond. That doesn't bother me. That's part of the job. Attack me, that's fine. Just leave our little green monster alone.
The price of gold has changed. Now you can get extra cash. Recycle old gold scraps, gathering dust. Call the number on your screen for quick cash. The Gold Kit is absolutely free. Send old rings, charms, dental scrap, and more.
I got $600 for my scrap gold.
It's easy. Call the toll-free number now. We'll mail you the kit and payment information with a check to follow promptly. Gold Kit and postage are free. Your satisfaction guaranteed. Call the number on your screen now or visit goldkit.com.
Direct from Nesson Studios, straight from Yankee Way, 1 hour before the game. Olympia Sports presents the Boston Globe pregame show on Nesson.
Welcome back to the program. On June 16, 1966, the Red Sox made a deal with the Kansas City Royals that would pay off big time in 1967. You see, the Sox acquired outfielder Jose Tartabull and closer John Wyatt. Here at number 7 on our countdown, a closer look at Wyatt and the Impossible Dream Team.
John Wyatt was the workhorse closer for the Red Sox during the 1967 season. Wyatt finished 43 of the 60 games he appeared in, saving 20 and winning 10. On May 7th, Wyatt had yet to give up an earned run when he relieved Dan Osinski in the bottom of the 9th at Minnesota with runners on first and second. Wyatt's first batter was future Hall of Famer Rod Carew.
Strike 3.
After walking Zoilo Versalis to load the bases, Wyatt, in search of his first save of the season, now faced right-handed sluggers Harmon Killebrew and Bobby Allison.
And he got him. George Scott going back. Andrews. And Mike makes the catch, and it's all over.
We're going to continue on with our pitching theme. And recently in Minnesota, two of the game's very best joined forces off the field. Curt Schilling and the Shade Foundation announced that Johan Santana would now be helping in the fight to raise awareness for skin cancer and sun safety. The two also talked about their mutual respect for each other at number 6.
How well do you guys know each other? How many occasions have you had an opportunity, all-star games? Or
this might be the first time we've ever met.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, in person, yeah.
Every time we pitch, we go against each other, you know, and spin training and all that, but always have to be when we're pitching. So, but it's an honor right now for me to be with him and hopefully create a great relationship from now on.
I look at him the way I looked at RJ a couple years ago. You know, there's that guy, him being that guy, and then there's the rest of the league. One of the few guys in the game, when he gets the ball, except for probably tomorrow, and they don't win, it's a shock. You know, it's you always enjoy competing against guys who, when you beat them, you have done something. He has a lot of respect for the game, and the respect factor is a little bit more significant for me because he's not from this country. He's had to overcome a lot of things to be who he is. To sit up here, to speak a language that is not his native tongue is a huge step out for anybody. But to do it on the national stage and to have as much class and respect for the game as he has is something I enjoy watching, something I'm proud to compete against.
What are you trying to learn from just watching Curt?
Consistency, you know, it's one of durability, because he's been around for a long time. Great pitcher, great person, and you're always looking up to that, and hopefully, I don't know, 10, 15 years from now, I can stand here, you know, and keep pitching. So there's a lot of things, you know, so it's always good. And then I don't even know why we're not pitching tomorrow against each other.
Yeah.
So.
Like I said, two of the game's very best. And as you know, Johan Santana won 2 of the last 3 AL Cy Young Awards. And what's really impressive about that stat is that he won them unanimously. What about Curt Schilling? I'm glad you asked, because it's time for this week's Did You Know? Did you know Curt Schilling has finished second 3 times for the Cy Young Award? Twice to teammate Randy Johnson, and once to the reigning Cy Young Award winner, Johan Santana. Don't go away, lots more Granite City Electric's Ultimate Red Sox show after this.
Here comes Big Papi, and everybody in this ballpark is thinking about the 3-run home run to win the game.
Ortiz drives it to deep center. Sizemore headed back. It's up. Gone! Ortiz does it again! 3-run home run. Red Sox win.
Dawn, is that you? How are you? Where are you working?
Still there, same old job. That's baby Ben.
I'm fine.
What happened? You never came back to work.
I went back to school and finished my master's degree online while I was home with Ben.
Mommy's the vice president. I wish I could afford to quit my lousy job and go back to school.
You don't have to quit. That's the beauty of getting a degree online.
I'll never find the right school. The more research I do, the more confused I get.
Oh, the HR director at work suggested you use Education Connection.
Education Connection is an amazing free service that does all the work for you. We search hundreds of accredited universities and colleges and thousands of programs so you don't have to. We make finding the right school easy.
Dawn, is that you? You never came back to work. Moved up to corporate after I got my degree online.
Let Education Connection find the right school for you. It's free, so call 800-214-1496 or log on to 34edconnect.com now.
Welcome back. The debut of the Hot Corner is just around the corner, but first, check out your plays of the week at number 5.
Hunter going back. Torrey Hunter with a great catch.
Grounded to first. Oh, a beautiful play by Minkiewicz. He flips to Messina.
Church with a broken bat and a diving catch by Gabe Gross.
1-2 is pulled to Albert Pujols. He fires home. Got him. Bennett blocked the plate.
And now to the gap in right center field. Erstad dives and makes the catch.
Mesh can't get it. Pena, bare hand throws just in time.
Little dribbler, tough play for Feliz coming in, makes the bare hand pickup, and a scoop by Klesko to get him.
Shallow right center field, a long run for Danny Putnam, and he caught it. Heck of a play in right field by Danny Putnam. T-hand, can he get there? He does. And here comes Kendall. Here comes the throw, and Buck has it, and Kendall is out.
Breaking ball, broken bat. Lopez has it. Throws, and that's out.
And there's a line drive, backhanded by Cabrera. Wow, what a play by O.C.
Durham retreating. Linden coming in, battling the sun, and it drops.
I think chorizo is big hat, no cattle.
Gordon calls everybody off, and he dropped it. I don't know how he dropped it, but he did.
And he takes that one deep in the air to left center field. Again going back is Dukes. Ball game over. Goodbye, home run. The Orioles win it 1-0.
The big news this past week around baseball is that there will be a Rocket relaunch. Now, our mission here on the Ultimate Countdown Show is to show you Roger Clemens' dramatic announcement in 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, they came and got me out of Texas, and I can tell you it's a privilege to be back. I'll be talking to y'all soon.
When I said it happened fast, it happened fast. Randy called me on Friday and said that Cash and all of the Yankees have never changed their position. You need to decide you're going to go back and pitch in New York or don't you? After all y'all leave and I've signed this contract, they don't care that I'm going to be 45. They want me to produce and win, and I've given my word to them that I do that.
And for just over $28 million, a Yankee team that looked to be at its most vulnerable will soon be boosted by a 7-time Cy Young winner with 348 career victories and over 4,000 strikeouts on a resume destined for Cooperstown.
Of course he's going to make a difference. Any pitcher you sign right now is going to make a difference, regardless if you're the Yankees or I don't know, the Devil Rays, and he's one of the best, if not the best right-handed that ever pitched in the game, and, he's going to make a difference.
It's good for them. They got another pitcher there that might help them out, but hopefully for us, it's just going to be one of those things. I'm excited to face him. Get a chance to face a Hall of Famer. It's always great.
Great for New York, but not so great for the rest of the American League. And with the current chaos of the Yankee rotation, Clemens has said that he is ramping up his workouts and may be ready to roll the first week of June, ironically, just in time for a weekend series at Fenway Park.
It's a different level, and I understand that, and I just had to make sure that I was ready for those challenges, and I'm going to find out in the next 2 weeks.
We don't need them. We've got, and it's May. It's a long way to go, but I like the way this team's comprised right now. I like the people. This team has got incredible makeup. We got great chemistry, and I feel like we were legitimate World Series contenders without them. So that changed my mind.
I need to perform and continue to do the things that I'm supposed to do, and hopefully bring some enjoyment to these fans here. And that's what I intend on doing.
So with Roger Clemens putting himself right in the thick of things, it should make for one interesting summer, which leads us to this week's Sox Thoughts poll question. Does Roger Clemens signing with the Yankees change the balance of power in the AL East? Your choices: yes, the Yankees are now the favorite; no, it helps the Yankees, but they won't win the East; or no, Clemens is washed up. Remember to vote each and every week on our Ultimate Red Sox Show webpage at NESN.com. Don't go away, more after this.
Behind the scenes and ahead of the game.
Get ahead of the game on NESN. Olympia Sports presents the Boston Globe pregame show. NESN is leading off every Sox game with an hour-long all-access pass from the best pregame team in town.
Direct from NESN Studios.
Straight from Yawkey Way.
Right before the game. Red Sox baseball on NESN.
It's more than just the game.
It's more than just the game.
It's pregame.
Olympia Sports presents the Boston Globe pregame show on NESN.
I've got to get a better job. Fat chance, not without a degree. How can I get a degree? I'd have to quit this lousy job to go back to school. Hi.
Helen, I earned my degree online while I was in your job. Stop by my office. Getting my degree online was a great experience, but finding the right school was a nightmare. Now it's so easy, thanks to Education Connection's free service. Give them a try. What have you got to lose?
You just fill out a simple profile online or on the phone. We search our database of hundreds of accredited schools and thousands of online degree programs, selecting only those that offer financial aid to qualified students. Then, like a magnet, your profile attracts the choices that are the best match for you.
With so many opportunities available, Education Connection makes finding the right school easy.
Let Education Connection find the right school for you. It's free, so call 800-251-9553 or log on to 64edconnect.com now.
Welcome back to Granite City Electric's Ultimate Red Sox Show, and as promised, here at number 3 is the debut of the Hot Corner with a guy who's been carrying a pretty hot stick. Here's Alex Cora. What's your name?
Jose Alexander Cora.
Jose. Nickname?
AC.
If I didn't play baseball, I would...
Be a businessman back home in Puerto Rico.
Do you have any pets?
We got a fish called Like You.
The teammate you most admire?
Jason Varitek.
Do you have a hobby?
Sports.
Favorite movie of all time?
Goodfellas.
Favorite actor?
Robert De Niro.
Favorite actress?
Julia Roberts.
Last movie you saw?
Happily Never After.
Favorite TV sitcom?
Everybody Loves Raymond.
Oh, good one. Favorite reality show?
Oh, in Spanish, there's this one, Objetivo Fama. It's like American Idol, but for Latin people.
Okay, if you were stuck on a desert island, which teammate would you want to come along for company?
Mike Lowe.
Why?
He's my best friend on the team.
Do you know anyone famous?
Yeah, David Ortiz.
Good answer. Do you sing in the shower?
Yes.
What's your karaoke song?
Oh, Pegado from Wisin y Yandel, reggaeton.
Okay, give me a couple bars.
Ella lo baila pegado, 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 pegado.
Favorite musical group?
El Gran Combo de Puerto Rico.
Mine too. Last CD you bought?
Maná.
Last concert you went to?
Ricky Martin.
Really?
Yes.
Where did he play, Miami?
Puerto Rico.
Oh, do you play a musical instrument?
No.
All right, almost done. Tell us something about yourself we'd be surprised to learn. I'd say because you can't dance, but...
Can't dance salsa.
Can
Can't dance salsa. Yeah, I can't. My wife is great. I'm brutal.
All right, do you play any other sports?
I played volleyball.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
All right, look into the camera, final question, and show us your ultimate game face. You're done. Before the season started, if you had guessed that the Rookie of the Month for April was going to be a Red Sox pitcher from Japan, no one would have been shocked. But check this out. At number 2, here is April's American League Rookie of the Month, Hideki Okajima.
Swing and a miss, strikes out this time, Okajima.
I wasn't expecting any awards like this given to me, so I'm very proud and honored.
You, in your last 13 appearances, you have not allowed a run. Why do you think you've been so successful so early?
I am doing everything I am responsible and I'm expected to, and I deliver that, and I am very proud, and I know I have the command of the pitches now, so every single pitch I pitch, I am very proud.
One thing we notice about your delivery, it is very unique, and you look down as you're releasing the ball. You know, how do you do that and still aim for the strike zone, and do you look at the strike zone at any point during your motion, during your delivery?
The delivery that I have, I've been having this since I can remember, since I was very, very little. So I am depending on the sensibility of my fingertips. That's how I deliver, throw my pitches. And right now, my sensibility in my fingertips are really, really delicate, and it's really at the top shape.
Hey, struck him out, the Red Sox win!
One last question. What have you noticed as far as the difference between major league hitters and the hitters that you faced in Japan?
パワーの違いが全然違うのがやっぱり一番目立ちましたね。やっぱり下位打線でも僕ホームランを打たれたんですけど。
Most obvious thing, or the biggest difference I realized, what the powerfulness that all the batters have in the United States compared to the batters I faced in Japan, and even it applies to all the batters, even those batters toward the bottom of the lineup.
もうポイントが近いんで変化球にも対応してきますね。
And April seems to be a pretty good month for Red Sox rookie pitchers. Here now is this week's Fat Stat. This was a second straight April that the Red Sox have had the American League Rookie of the Month. This year, of course, Hideki Okajima. Last April, it was Jonathan Papelbon. Now, also taking home a Rookie of the Month honor not too long ago was Kevin Youkilis back in May of 2004.
Have you seen one? Original Nesson Entertainment. You've heard the buzz. It's all about Nesson programming that colors sports outside the lines. Shows that don't always play by the rules. Shows that'll make you say, hey, you should have seen that one. It's Nesson to the power of one. Original Nesson Entertainment.
What are you surfing for?
Bill and I owe the IRS $40,000. We need help.
My brother used American tax relief.
Why them?
He heard they settled a $3 million IRS case for only $3,000. That was good enough for him.
That's good enough for me.
If you owe over $10,000 to the IRS or state, call us. There's nothing to lose, your consultation is free, and you have no obligation.
Once we hired American Tax Relief, the IRS stopped contacting us. That was an immediate relief.
And they settled our tax debt for a fraction of what we owed. That was a big relief.
We've helped thousands of Americans settle their tax debt for a fraction of what they owed. If you owe over $10,000 to the IRS or state, we can help you settle for less, maybe a lot less. And when it comes to paying back taxes, less is definitely more.
Call 800-431-5542 for your free consultation. Call 800-431-5542 now and settle for less.
Well, here we are at the top of our countdown. On May 8th, 2007 in Toronto, Josh Beckett picked up his 7th win in 7 starts. Here now is the ace of the Red Sox staff this season. At number 1 is number 19.
I have a lot of confidence going into each start right now. It's easy when the balls are falling where you want them to fall. It's those times when you get yourself in trouble and get too far ahead of yourself with thinking that you get yourself in trouble. So I'm just taking it one pitch at a time and playing the percentages.
Josh Beckett able to pick up his 5th win of the year. He moves to 5-0. 5 games in the month of April. Babe Ruth and Pedro Martinez the only others.
He's just using more of that sinker and not trying to overpower guys as much. He's using his curveball and throwing that for strikes and throwing his changeup for strikes. And I think his off speed is the key to his success. I think a lot of power pitchers you want to throw it by guys, and I think he's finally understanding that off speed is a key to being a power pitcher.
And Josh Beckett is now 7-0, right before goals to franchise history. 7 wins in 7 appearances for Beckett.
I think it's a maturity thing, being patient with his stuff. When you're young and you throw 97, you want to blow everyone away. And I think he's learning more how to pitch now. He's using his pitches, but he still has 97. So I think he's working more on location and being efficient with his pitches so he can get into innings, not strike out 9 and go 5 innings. That's not what we're looking for. So that's why he's 7-0. He's doing a great job for us.
And there you have it. Josh Beckett, the best pitcher so far in the major leagues, happens to be number 1 in our countdown. And that'll do it for this week's Granite City Electric's Ultimate Red Sox Show. I'm Hazel May. Thanks for hanging out with us. Get out there, enjoy the week, Red Sox Nation. I will see you in 7 days.
Sox Appeal. Do you have it? Log on and find out.
I've got to get a better job. Fat chance, not without a degree. How can I get a degree? I'd have to quit this lousy job to go back to school. Hi.
Helen, I earned my degree online while I was in your job. Stop by my office. Getting my degree online was a great experience, but finding the right school was a nightmare. Now it's so easy thanks to Education Connection's free service. Give them a try. What have you got to lose?
You just fill out a simple profile online or on the phone. We search our database of hundreds of accredited schools and thousands of online degree programs, selecting only those that offer financial aid to qualified students. Then, like a magnet, your profile attracts the choices that are the best match for you.
With so many opportunities available, Education Connection makes finding the right school easy.
Let Education Connection find the right school for you. It's free, so call 800-251-9553 or log on to 64edconnect.com now.
What are you surfing for?
Bill and I owe the IRS $40,000. We need help.
My brother used American tax relief.
Why them?
He heard they settled a $3 million IRS case for only $3,000. That was good enough for him.
That's good enough for me.
If you owe over $10,000 to the IRS or state, call us. There's nothing to lose, your consultation is free, and you have no obligation.
Once we hired American tax relief, the IRS stopped contacting us. That was an immediate relief.
And they settled our tax debt for a fraction of what we owed. That was a big relief.
We've helped thousands of Americans settle their tax debt for a fraction of what they owed. If you owe over $10,000 to the IRS or state, we can help you settle for less, maybe a lot less. And when it comes to paying back taxes, less is definitely more.
Call 800-431-5542 for your free consultation. Call 800-431-5542 now and settle for less.
Hello
everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Boston Globe Sports Plus. I'm your host, Eric Freed. Good to have you with us. We have plenty to get to today, so let's get right to the headlines. We'll be discussing a variety of topics, from baseball to basketball to hockey, with Bob Ryan and Kevin DuPont from the Boston Globe. We'll focus on pitching and hitting for the Red Sox and what's going on right now in the NBA and NHL playoffs. I'll also have a sound off for us as well. But let's get right to it. First of all, Red Sox baseball. Mr. Ryan, the state of the Red Sox right now is very sound, even though there's been a couple of, well, Beckett's got this cut on his finger and J.D. Drew hit a wall very hard. However, this would be the first raindrops in the season so far in what's been an otherwise phenomenal year so far.
It's unrealistic and really not even proper to expect that all your starters will make all their starts, that all your 5 starters will make 30-plus starts, and that all your regulars will play 145 games and have 550 at-bats.
Unless it's 2004, but that's a different story.
But it's not, that's not realistic. Right. And so they've gotten where they are without that happening. And only one regular, Chris was in and out, and then Drew had the flu, the virus, if you will. But basically, they had their lineup available the way that Tito wanted it, and the pitching, of course, has been consistently excellent from the beginning. Okay, now, Beckett, we don't know. 1 start, 2 start, 3 starts, DL. Last time he had a thing like this was 24 days back when he was with Florida. We don't know. He has this recurrent problems, whether it's a blister, whether it's an avulsion, whatever. He has a problem with his skin. He just does, and it was an issue when they got him. So, and secondly, now the thing with Drew. Drew's, who has a history of being injured. He got injured in a noble way, trying to make a play. Can't fault him for that. So they're not going to have him for who knows how long. Okay, this is called reality. Let's find out how good they really are. Let's find out if they don't let this bother them. Other teams, but the same day I point out that this happened, Houston Street, a great closer, is lost to the A's, who already have lost Manny, Mo, Jack, Harry, Sam, Sid, and Uncle Fred.
Have to have their roster.
Okay,
and they're good guys.
The Blue Jays season is over, in part because of injury. The Yankees are off this horrible start, mostly because of injury. So, come on, it's our turn.
It has been great for the Red Sox, Kevin. There's no question about it. But let's focus on Beckett for a second and just say they skip a start with him. 7-0, a sub-3 earned run average. I mean, it's going to underscore how good he has really been and how he's changed himself here in many ways in his second season with the Red Sox.
Well, tremendous. Off of last year's disappointing run. And now I'm sure the faithful in the nation wonder if this is the undoing of him. But, you know, Eric, clearly, they'll just have Matsuzaka throw either both ends of a day-nighter or just go back-to-back days, which is probably a little easier, but it wouldn't matter to him.
No, I think you can count on him as settling himself in nicely now. But the Beckett thing is, I sat there, as Jim Leland said he would have 2 days ago, that were he starting as were he the manager of the All-Star game last night, that he would have had as a starting pitcher Josh Beckett. That's how strong Beckett's been. We know this is the Beckett that they traded for in their mind. The Beckett who blinded the National League opponents and the Yankees in the 2003 playoffs and the World Series. So this is the guy we've been waiting for. But the question, about him was about when he got here, he had this recurrent blister thing, and it was so funny at the press box. We were all getting a laugh. Even John Blake, as the PR guy, he knows. We had to. You weren't allowed to mention the B word. They went way out of their way to use the blister word. So avulsion. Now we're all searching. Everybody's going on. Everybody's going on the computer to look up in a dictionary Webster avulsion. And by the way, the dictionary definition of avulsion is terrifying. It has to do with a separation of a limb.
Well, anything's better than a blister apparently when it comes to saying.
You can't use the B word. So what? No. Does it really matter? The fact is he tore. And are we supposed to feel better because he tore skin away off a flap as opposed to a blister? I don't feel any better about that. But
to go back to the original point, the Red Sox are in a position where they are so far ahead in the East, and they are in such a position where they have been healthy that the bullpen's been great. The closer hasn't been taxed yet, and you just look at the whole rotation and waiting for Lester to make his return. But you just take a look at the earned run average. Second in the American League. Starters earned run average. Third in the American League. Opposers, you go right down the line, especially the way the bullpen's been throwing. And it's all set up by guys like Beckett going deep into games, going 6-7 innings every time out.
It's the complete flip of what's happened to the Yankees, who at last look, and I haven't looked for a week, we're last in baseball in average innings per start. And therefore, we're getting to the pen early. There was a point about 2 weeks ago, I know, in which the first 3 guys in appearances in the American League were all Yankees. And that's not a good thing, obviously. And of course, they don't even give Rivera a chance to save a game. They hadn't been for a while. No, the pitching the formula's been had been perfect. I mean, literally had been perfect until Beckett's little blip now. Everything had worked just the way you would set it up.
And the only thing that was not absolutely perfect, I think, is what we had seen from Daisuke Matsuzaka, because the hype was somewhere, above 8 feet on the high jump there, and it was impossible. But to get back to Kevin's point, you joke around about pitching both ends of a doubleheader, but here's a guy who obviously wants to throw a lot, threw a ton, throws a complete game, and seemed comfortable and happy coming out of that start for the first time.
And I don't want to be the black cloud, to come out of the silver lining here. No, sir. However, doesn't anyone sit back and say, why is he the only man in the world who defies the logic of everything that's being espoused in the game? He goes, 124 pitches the other night? He's probably throwing only 200 today in the bullpen. Yeah. So I wonder about that. Do I worry about it? No, but I have to wonder, why is he the hardest working man in show business regarding the tonnage of pitches?
I'll throw out a theory, and just a theory, because I don't have the definitive answer to your question. He is trained differently than the others. He's trained in a totally different way to throw, in a way that pitchers, when we grew up and when our grandfathers grew up, was normal. But over the years, the approach to pitching has changed, and with the reason being, of course, protection, right? Protecting the arms, the elbows, and the shoulders. And as we know, it's not working. It's not working. Whatever they're doing isn't working. Right. Pitchers they live on the DL all over the place, more and more. So whatever they're doing isn't working. I don't think, I think there's some, I'm sorry.
No, just the Matsuzaka way coming over was a lot of work between starts, but 6 days.
It was 6 days, that's right. Now he has to adjust to a 5. Hey, I would be stunned if he gets to throw much more than 105 or 6 in the next start. I mean, I'll be stunned. All right, maybe 110, that's it. I'm sure that Messrs. Farrell and Francona will monitor his next start and won't put him in position to throw 125 pitches.
They based the fact that he was able to throw 124 pitches on how he looked in the 8th and 9th inning. I mean, everything would look like it did in the 1st and 2nd inning. I mean, I think it's a day by day, not just, hey, look, you're not going above 105 this time.
Yeah, well, it's a field. I mean,
why did you throw 105 out there? Because that was the Pedro magic number, right? You can't get that out of your head.
And the numbers with him were irrefutable. The numbers are, after we reach a certain point, pitch 0 to 30, ridiculous. 31 to 70, you have a slight chance, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, wouldn't you agree here that the story to explore or write by, pick a date, August 8th is going to be, why doesn't the industry go to the Matsuzaka way?
Well, maybe it will be.
If he stays healthy, if he's coming out every 5 days and throwing like he did the other night, perhaps.
This goes back to Dick Raddatz saying we should go to a 4-man rotation.
But he's not the first Japanese pitcher to come to. No. He's obviously got more talent than anybody who's come before him, but he's not the first Japanese pitcher who's come with a Japanese way into the United States. He's, I think there's a middle ground here. I mean, I think the Red Sox are trying to, say this is the way we do it, this is the way you do it. Let's compromise.
I was thinking as this was transpiring the other night, one person that ought to be heard from to say "I told you so" is Curt Schilling, because what has he been telling us since he's gotten here? There's 100 pitches.
Well, there's a lot of subjects to cover there.
All right, on this subject.
Okay,
on
this
this one. There's 100 pitches. There's 100 pitches. There's easy innings. There's hard innings. There's all pitch counts aren't the same. Correct. Of course. Okay, and all pitch counts aren't the same. He had an easy 124. I mean, it just was, and you can have hard 80. And Schilling would have been telling people that, and I don't know if everybody was paying attention. I mean, I know the people in the industry were, but, anyway.
Yeah, well, we're not bringing any black clouds here, no matter how hard anybody tries. I think things are good, and the Red Sox are up to darkness. The second segment is coming up here, and one area where the Red Sox have not clicked yet, really, is offensively, yet here they are with the best record in baseball. We'll talk about that next.
Do you want access to some of the world's best courses 24 hours a day? Log on to golfdestination.tv and view the courses you want to play when you want and where you want. Plus, get unique insight from the people who play, teach, design, and enjoy the game of golf at golfdestination.tv. This content is exclusive to you. Every week, more and more video is added by our award-winning producers. Hundreds of hours of great golf video, all available to you at golfdestination.tv. Our office, your destination. golfdestination.tv.
A lot of people think I'm nuts, I'm crazy, I'm kind of whacked, I'm kind of not your normal host. Think I'm dull? Oh my God, I caught myself. Welcome to the show. Where you been?
Charlie Moore Outdoors, the greatest show on H2O.
We could probably talk about pitching all day long because it's been so good for the Red Sox, but let's focus on hitting here a little bit. And the Red Sox have not relied, Bob and Kevin, on the long ball. This has not been a team that has tried to beat you 8-6. They haven't had to beat you by high numbers, but it seems it's clicked. Lugo brings a little speed element. Youkilis has been getting on base. I mean, what stands out to you about what the Red Sox have been able to do offensively here? And I think they'd be the first to admit we haven't started hitting yet.
That number one, they're doing it despite Manny's slow start. Number two, Drew, after the rocket start, when he got hurt, was 9 for 58 at that point, and was going. Crisp still, you know, iffy, and so right away there's 3 spots. But flip side, Jason Varitek's hitting better than he did last year, and we wondered whether at 35 he had gone over the cliff, and oh boy, that would be a big problem. Lowell is off to an excellent start, and of course David Ortiz has been David Ortiz. And have you noticed, and this is something that is getting more and more evident, whether it's just because he's tired of looking at the shifts or whatever, but he's rediscovered or he's going back to his left field and center field stroke. Most of his hits lately have been that way. And double down the line the other night, double up the gap, wall job that started the Raleigh on Sunday, etc. That's a good thing. But by and large, I was stunned when I must confess, I never even looked. I wrote a column about 2 weeks ago about the offense has been just good enough while the pitching's been lights out. And so it was 8 or 3rd in the league in runs scored. Did you know that, you dummy? The answer was, no, I didn't. I should have looked because my mind's eye told me the offense was really a lot worse than it really is.
Yeah, well, if you look at it, let's go through a couple of guys here. Let's start with Kevin Youkilis. I mean, here's a guy who's, looked at with so many marquee players ahead of him who just consistently gets it done. He's in the middle of a 9-game hitting streak right now. Youkilis is hitting .333, 7 multiple hit games during this 9-game hitting streak. I mean, here's a guy who, perhaps he's under the radar a little bit, but he just keeps getting on base, and there's a big reason why the Red Sox are so high in runs scored.
Smart hitter, and as I always use when I watch him, patient hitter. I mean, he's got the most patient approach up there, and it seems, as you watch him, it seems it slows the pitches down to me. Obviously, it's all an illusion, but that's what I love about him. Obviously, the consistency, but intelligent bat, intelligent swing.
He's a fascinating player. He's out of the book of Moneyball, and he was watched closely by Billy Beane and company in Oakland. They called him the Greek god of walks, unaware of the fact that he's not Greek. So he comes up with a reputation, and he's lived up to it, every bit of it. As Kevin said, patient. He's beyond patient. When he came up in that 9th inning on Sunday in the game, you knew it was going to be a tough at-bat. I mean, that's a guy you want up there to make a pitcher sweat. He's got respect from the umpires. He gets the calls. He took a tough 2-2 pitch and eventually walked. But I want to know if he hits any more balls off the back wall the way he did last night. They're going to have to go get the cup out, before the game even ends. Wow, that was a prodigious wallop.
I think Millar's line a few years ago. If I'm using, the S word, I want a refund. I think the same thing would be with
that ball. But I've liked him from day one as a ball player, and I believed in Kevin Youkilis, and so I'm happy for his success.
I agree, and look at his versatility. I mean, he'll bat 5th tonight with J.D. Drew coming off the back problem. He goes from 2 to 5th. I mean, those seem like 2 completely different things, but he's in 5th, and that leaves the rest of the lineup intact, including Mike Lowell. And let's talk about him a little bit because he seemed to have a great bounce back year last year, but we're like, well, show me this year what you can do, and he's gone out and done it. I mean, I know he tailed off at the end of last year, but he's come out, he's played, and he's hit very well here in his 2nd consecutive year here at the start.
He's a pro. He's a guy, he's one of those guys where they'll talk about a pro's pro. First of all, the glove is beyond reproach. He had a few more errors early on, but that you can see that he's been flashing that leather lately beautifully. And as a hitter, he's just a pro, and 6 is a perfect spot for him. To kind of hide down there a little bit. They've always hesitated. They didn't automatically advance him to 5th. For whatever reason, they have always, and this is 2 regimes now, 2 different hitting coaches too, they like him at 6. But he's a pro. Obviously, he can hit home runs in Fenway, but he's not restricted. He's not a Fenway hitter. As a matter of fact, last year, if you recall, he had a long time before he finally hit one over that wall.
I always get the sense with Lowell that he's one of those guys who knows, this is a pretty good gig, right? I mean, in terms of approach and how he plays and how he seems to enjoy it.
Well, if you had testicular cancer when you were a young prospect coming up too, and you survived it, you'd be pretty grateful for every day you're spending in the big leagues too. But anyone who knows him, if people haven't caught on already, he's one of those dignified, go-to guys in terms of the press going to a quote, because he's sensible, level-headed, and eminently respected within that locker room.
And another segment of conversation that should come up here maybe in future weeks is Jason Varitek hitting .283. I know you touched on him before, but here's a guy who's like, well, you know, we'll take the glove, but the bat has been there, right? I just want to bring up, do you remember Jeremy Guthrie? We all know if we say Sam Perlazzo and Jeremy Guthrie, then we remember. We go back to Sunday, and I don't know, I can't remember in my time watching the Sox something as unlikely as that. Not that the Sox were like, well, let's, you know, forget it. Let's go home and have Mother's Day dinner or something like that. I don't think that was the case. It was more just a pop-up to the catcher, starts a series of events that ends with the Red Sox winning 6-5, and just the over-managing in this case by Sam Perlazzo.
I know Sam Perlazzo isn't the only manager in baseball who would have done it.
No question.
We've all picked on Sam because he happened to be the manager du jour. He had agreed with apparently with Guthrie that if anybody got on, he was out of there. But my God, there's getting on and there's getting on. I mean, there should have been 2 outs and nobody on and 1 batter away. And who's coming up next? Poppy, who couldn't touch the guy, who had feeble swings all afternoon. Yeah, but you know what? The fallout of this is going to be 0. Do you think any manager in baseball is going to pay attention to this? And although we say, okay, Tito let Daisuke finish the very next game, but that's just utterly coincidental, in my opinion. Nothing to do with it.
I can't hang the manager on that. I just think I think universally they would have pulled him. You know, not a lot of starts, the ballpark that it is, the trouble that it can be. My bullpen's okay. I'm going to.
In defense of him, he had never gone over 70 pitches before. He was at 91, but there was no evidence of strain. You know, 0, none. He was in complete command. The Red Sox hadn't got a hit since the 6th. It was just. You know, and I reveled in it, obviously, as a purist, and I really almost feel a little bit bad because I'm told Sam Perlazzo is a really nice guy.
Yeah, no, he is. There's no question.
I wish he had been some guy that we could, I could feel better about dumping on. But I'm sorry, on behalf of all those other managers, he had to take the fall.
Yeah, well, the Red Sox weren't sorry. They pick up a win, a memorable win on Mother's Day. When we come back, we'll have Kevin talk about the NBA and Bob talk about the NHL playoffs. A perfect match coming up.
Yeah, there it is. That's great.
Lines it towards center, crisp over, and he dives to make the catch. A spectacular catch by Coco Crisp.
He just left his feet and made a phenomenal catch. I mean, it was the best catch I've ever seen while I've been on the mound.
Got a jump on it, and I didn't think I was going to get there. Took a leap of faith, and because I was going full speed, kind of hang in there just enough to make the catch.
And what a beautiful play by Coco Crisp. Look where he's lined up the opposite way. Now this ball doesn't hook back to him at all. Matter of fact, it's hooking away from him. He goes into the dive and makes the catch and saves the tying run.
I had the question asked to me yesterday. What would you rather have, a game-winning catch or hit a game-winning home run? I would rather have the game-winning catch.
Bowflex Home Gyms. What do you want to be?
My name is Michael Palenko, and I'm 49 years old. I'm in the best shape of my life, and I'm living my dream. I'm playing in a rock band.
How can a 49-year-old man look so young and strong? He strength trains with Bowflex.
You got to see this free DVD. It'll change your life. In 10 weeks, I lost 26 pounds of fat. My waist dropped from a 36-inch down to about a 30. I love the way I look.
All it takes is one simple workout, 20 minutes a day, 3 times a week.
If you want to get a Bowflex body, you got to have a genuine Bowflex.
Own your very own Bowflex for no money down and payments as low as $14 a month.
Bowflex let me be who I wanted to be. I play in a rock band. I live my dream. I'm 49 years old, and this is a real Bowflex body.
Be strong. Be fit. Be Bowflex. Call or go online now for your free DVD that tells you all about Bowflex Home Gyms. Call now.
We're back on Sports Plus with Bob Ryan and Kevin DuPont. It was interesting. I was watching a basketball game the other night, and a hockey game broke out. The classic hip check of a Canadian no less. That's right. Let's start with the NBA playoffs and the suspensions that were handed out. You know, the Phoenix Suns are taking a hit here. I know I'd love to have Bob Horry on the court for a final shot at the end of the game, but this is a good trade for San Antonio.
it's a tremendous trade for them. And in defense of David Stern and Stu Jackson, there's a law, there's a rule. The rule, there's no way you can argue that the rule wasn't broken, because the two guys in question, Amare Stoudemire and Boris Diaw, came off the bench, and specifically you cannot do that. And in fact, Stoudemire advanced like 25 feet. That's not exactly. And then tried to see who's going to go check in, which is good try, good try. But the point now, 10 years ago, for people who don't know, there was an incident in which the Heat and the Knicks got into a fight, and guys left the bench, including Patrick Ewing, and 5 Knicks were suspended for a crucial game, 7th game, and they lost. And now, my point thing is this: with 10 years to remember that, there should have been a way to figure out how we can be a little bit flexible, because this is penalizing Phoenix for jaywalking in a crucial game.
Was that Jeff Van Gundy holding onto Alonzo Mourning's leg?
Exactly.
Yes, that's right. You're going to be more specific. Well, should this rule change? I mean, is it, is this something that, the guy coming over the bench, Kevin, in a hockey game, being, tossed out?
Well, there's an interesting kind of parallel universe here, is that hockey for so long has been damned as the violent sport. And I have to say, I mean, I don't have the Wikipedia numbers on this, but I have to say there's at least as much as this junk in the NBA as there in the NHL.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the NHL is more dramatic because they're carrying sticks, and there's the danger of the skates and everything. But the numbers have to be the same.
You're supposed to be physical in the NHL. I mean, the NBA, it is a physical game to an extreme. But then you take a look at Steve Nash, whose nose is broken up. He got a knee from Bruce Bowen in a place where it shouldn't have been. So he's been beat up.
The Suns feel extremely aggrieved because in the first game they lost, when nobody's fault, there was a collision of heads between Nash and Tony Parker, and Nash got in the nose and missed 42 key seconds in a key possession, and they lost the game. So they feel bad already. And this one is just sputtering. The owner is just apoplectic, because as good as Ori is, as you say, he's not worth. Stoudemire's first team All-League. Yeah. First team All-League. And Diaw's a very, very valuable player. And now they got this 5th game at home. Yeah, they work all year for the home court advantage, but they're really up against it now. I'm hoping they win. But the issue is common sense. And this is a general. I'm going to throw this blanket over all sports in these matters. It's extremely difficult to draw the line between the need to establish order and justice and rules that players have to abide by, particularly when things like potential fights or chaos or mayhem could ensue, and common sense that you don't want to unduly punish a team that really is in the right. Who was the agreed party here? The Suns. Robert Horry is the one who hip-checked Steve Nash into the scorer's table. So
this is a league, of course, too, that the commissioner had to warn the players or to implore the players, please keep your guns at home.
That's right. No, literally.
Right?
Literally.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
literally. Yeah.
I heard hip check, so that we can transition perfectly here to Kevin
Bada
DuPont.
bing.
Well, I'm watching the Dominic Hasek-led Detroit Red Wings and thinking, if Hasek plays like he is now, like he did 10, 15 years ago, injury-free, there's your Stanley Cup champions. Then I watch how Ottawa is 10-1 in the last calendar month against these teams in the East. I mean, it's amazing how these two teams. Now, Detroit was good all year. I mean, they were right up there with Buffalo when it came to total points overall. But you look at what Detroit's done, 5-0 against Anaheim, and Ottawa just running through the Eastern Conference. I mean, it's just an amazing display at the right time by these two franchises.
Yeah, by both franchises. I've expected the Detroit bubble to break because, Chelios is 1,000 years old now.
And he's playing a ton of minutes.
Right. Lidstrom is extremely valuable, but Lidstrom's getting long in the tooth, too. Their forwards don't impress me. All they do is win. So I've expected that to change. That series could change in one shift if Hasek pulls a groin or all the stuff that he's done. I fully suspect Anaheim's going to try to ratchet it up, run him more, get him off his game, because he has a history of that too. So it's either get to his head or get to his
Then there's Ottawa, and Bob, you'll love this. The last time a hockey team from Canada won the Stanley Cup, when you want to guess?
Calgary.
No. Montreal
early
Canadiens,
90s.
1993. Can you imagine that? A team from Canada has not won a Stanley. That is,
I would think
that is a long time.
So
the pressure is on Ottawa's shoulders right here from an entire country of 30
you wouldn't have to go too far up north of the border to